Well,
Cool.
yes.
Welcome to another episode of Reseller Evolution. I'm Scott.
I'm Carl.
I'm Serge.
Saraj. Welcome, Saraj.
How many
The
different ways can we say your name?
we have a guest. What's that?
Man,
What are you saying, Carl?
How many different ways can we say Serge? Serge?
Saraj. That's what you
Saraj.
said.
many ways.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Thank you for coming back on.
Yeah, that's great. Oh God. Okay,
What's-
hold on.
So he's also called Carver Man. And
Yep.
What else was there? Something?
Pinhead,
Pinhead.
but never called late for dinner.
Well,
Yeah, that's
that's
the
the
thing.
main thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the main thing. All right. So got another episode here of reseller stuff. Anything happen this weekend, guys, or this week? Saraj, you can talk about anything that happened since the last time you've been on, really.
Well, it's crazy. It's just crazy. A buddy of ours at the flea market, he sent me a link in the morning. He's always on Facebook Marketplace looking for hot rod stuff, and he saw a link, and it said 1,000, the number, with a. I didn't notice the S at the end of 1,000, and plus many button pinbacks or macaroons, whatever they call them, and so I contacted the person within 20 minutes, and then I was going to go the next day. They weren't available. I didn't want to lose it, so I went. My wife and I went in the afternoon, and we loaded the back of the Bronco. It was the guy. I looked at the pile. He says, "Do you want to look at them?" I said, "Oh, nope." He
So
says,
these
"You
are
think?"
pins, eh? You're saying
Yeah,
pins?
yeah, pins.
Yeah.
He said, "You know, you're getting a good deal." I said, "Yep." There was an S at the end of the thousand. So in the end,
Wow.
we came home, and I didn't count them, but I know by weight, on average, how many is in 1,000. It's about 250 or so. So I've got how many? Yeah, how many pins in a kilogram? There's 250 pins, and so I ended up with about 5,000 pins.
Nice.
Oh my God.
I can't do the math right now with the kilograms. I guess that's probably 20 kilos, somewhere around there.
So Scott and I were figuring out how long it takes to take it to do a pin, right? What did we say? 10 minutes or 5 minutes?
Oh,
Remember?
to
Scott?
list?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just you got to be careful how you describe about a kilo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's true.
Right?
Eh?
Like
They could pick up that word on.
they're gonna
Oh,
break
God,
down
they
your
are doomed.
door.
We're talking pins. There is no white powdery pins.
Sorry, Carl. Go ahead.
So are you going to get all these pins done by next month or something? What do you think?
Well, by the next night, I had gone through all of them one by one
Oh
to
my
look,
God.
but I
Yeah.
had a rough pile, and I have a bulk for the bulk lot pile,
So the
and I
first thing you
had
did was
the
sort.
ones
Yeah.
that were that gold color. Like I have one here, but and it's a service pin. It's got a little diamond or something, and I just noticed it. This is the third run I've done, so I've got to get my gold kit to test that because it's not sticking to the magnifier, but it might be depending on the year. A lot of the service pins are 1/10 gold filled, so it's the same price as silver. So I'm not excited about that one, but
Right.
like I did find, and there was a random bag, like a sandwich Ziploc bag of brooches, and I always give my wife those. She looks through them and she says, "Oh, they're nice." She said, "There's a couple you might want to look at." So it ended up that the couple, I look at I bought this loop on Amazon. It says made in Germany, but it's actually made in China. But they actually,
Okay.
anyways, it's great to look, and it said 585 on the back, and I've never seen that. But the week before, I remember buying a bracelet that was 585, and it was gold. It's 58.5. It's 14 karat.
Oh
So
wow. So you found
yeah,
gold.
yeah.
Nice.
So this was and it was just like it looked dirty, like costume jewelry, and it had
Yeah.
a pearl. It looked like a Kayla lily flower. And so I'm like, oh, out comes the scale, which is like 1 foot away from me, right beside the acid tester kit, and it was 4 point some grams. And then I'd found earlier two service pins, and they were a total of 2.6 grams or something. So I brought them on Sunday to the gold guy, and like I figured I had 700 by Canada Gold. That's what people go sell in Ottawa. But our gold guy at the flea market, and he came back to me and he says I owe you $833.
Oh
I'm like,
wow, good for you,
whoa.
man.
That's why I love buying pins in the bulk, and like it's worth it. Like I don't do this because I have to rest in between, but like I can go pretty quick because I've seen so many pins in the last 6 years, and you just feel the weight of the
The
pin
weight, yeah.
and the quality of the service pins when they made them out of gold.
Well, good for you,
Um,
man. So that must have paid for everything then,
oh
right?
yeah, well, see, I said it was 150 for the lot, and then it was $20, let's say, for gas, and my wife, the dog, and I stopped at A&W drive through on the way, so we had
Oh,
about $190
right.
in. So 190 minus 133, that's we're already in the profit.
Oh
And
wow.
I started listing them right away. There was some quality pins like OC Transpo, that's our bus service here, like articulated bus. They were still in the package, but I take them out of the package because it doesn't really add value. It's not like a vintage toy. So I take them out of the package, take pictures, and those
Wow.
I list for $15 each.
Well,
And
you
by
you you owe our friend a favor or
Oh
two,
yeah, well,
right?
I had some racing patches for him, and 6 patches. I was charging him six, and he sent a message says, I guess my patches will be the pay." And then I bought him a Betty Page bobblehead because he's into pinup girls, and she was a American pinup lady, amongst other things, I guess. And also, I bought him a model right across from you of a Vega, a Chevy Vega that it was a famous dragster did. So
Dragster?
yeah, a drag, no, yeah, not a dragster on a stripper pole as a
Oh,
mouse,
sorry, I
but
got confused.
but
Yeah.
yeah, no, not one of those. Had a drag
Well,
race.
I'm
Anyways,
I'm gonna have to bug him saying, "Hey, I heard you're into drag." So
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he'll love that. But anyways, I ended up giving him about $100, and I said, "Well, I found some gold." He didn't ask me how much. I didn't tell him.
right.
I said I appreciate it, and I said keep doing it, and I said I'll keep looking for you because he couldn't get to the market on Sunday, and that's where I found the bet.
He came later actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
I
so
crossed.
is this the guy you bought it from?
No, he was looking online for hot rod stuff, and
No,
because he's
no. But the guy that you said you found gold, was that the guy you bought them from?
oh yeah, the gold was in that big lot of 5,000.
And okay, so but the guy you bought the 5,000 pins from, is that the one you said that had the gold in it?
Yes, yeah, the gold was in there, and then my butt.
No. Did you
Oh,
tell that? Did you tell the guy you bought them from that you found gold?
no.
Oh, well, who did you? Because I thought you were saying that you went back and you told the guy that you bought them from that you found gold.
No, it
No, no,
was
no. I
the
told
guy
my
gave the ring.
buddy
Oh,
that gave me the tip. Sorry.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so our buddy that gave me the tip, we call him Hot Rod Pete.
Oh,
He
okay.
gave me, so but he hadn't asked me, but I mean I was happy, like it was crazy, and I looked for him, so at the flea market because he wasn't there early, I picked up the Betty Page bobblehead and the model, and he said how much? I said no, it's on me, trust me. It's but anyways, I met him at that shop that you guys talked about last week, um that that
Remind me.
the shop where you can do a taxidermy mouse
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
odd
yeah.
shop. Odd
so
shop. Yeah.
that's called the Odd Stop. If you
Odd stop.
look on Facebook, Odd Stop Shop, because Odd Shop was already taken,
Okay.
and he's got and Tina Mack stops in there 'cause she's not. It's in Winchester, Ontario, which is 8 minutes from us, which is about 50 minutes from Ottawa. But so I met Pete there at the shop because he came from his car show that he did, and then he went on to the flea market, and But yeah, it was so like what I do on Sunday, Scott, is I buy stuff. Like I every Sunday I buy stuff from people there at the flea market, and then I stop at my friend's shop because it's an oddity shop, and then he'll pick from me in whatever I have there, and I give him good prices, usually the cost that I paid for, because then he'll turn around and he'll sell me gold cheaper if he doesn't want to go sell it himself. So
Okay.
sometimes I get gold on a Saturday and I sell it on a Sunday for $100 profit. You know,
Wow.
Nice.
I'll do that all day long.
Who runs the odd shop? That's not Chris, eh? Chris
Yeah,
is. Oh, it is Chris. Okay.
Yeah, Chris. He works full time, but he and he lives just a block from me. But he's had this for I think 4 or 5 years. But he always had where you had at your friend Christian's in Ottawa.
There's all
He
these
had
Chris's.
he has a booth. He had a booth. I think he still
Yeah.
has part of a booth there. But in his
Okay.
shop, Scott, he's got two full size taxidermied antelopes from Africa. And then he had some human skulls that his parents picked up in Lachute. So I'm always asking people in Lachute if they have human skulls because they
Of
sell
course.
for them. Yeah, and all kinds of weird stuff because you can buy.
Are human skulls legal to sell?
Yeah, these came from a doctor's estate,
Oh,
and like he had like he also had a skeleton that came from the doctor's estate, but that one wasn't real. It was, but he called it Oscar. It's a play on words because in French it's bone is os. Uh, and he has that in his shop, but he was gonna trade for a real human skeleton, but it never came through. The person was holding on to it. So, but yeah, no, you can.
I
But
wonder.
the strange thing is in Ontario you can't have like regular taxidermy like migratory birds and stuff like that. So they sell them in Quebec, so I pick them up sometimes and then
Stripper
bring them.
mice are okay though, right?
Oh yeah, because
Okay,
they're
good.
they're they're basic. I think they're actually like they're white rat, they're feeder rats, but they
Because that's
call them
that's our
mice.
main side gig now. But
Yeah. So I sent
next week this is turning into the stripper mice taxidermy
if
well,
you
if
want
you
to
podcast.
can
see some
do
cool.
one in half an hour,
They
that's pretty good money, right?
It's
Yeah.
it's a it's a day thing. They do a couple hours in the morning, then they have lunch, and then then the afternoon. So what it does is there's a
I think
lady
you
that
do lunch first and then you could do the taxidermy.
well, I was gonna do it until I went to the facilities after they just cleaned their mouse, like to
Oh
get the
God.
skin to get, and then I was gagging coming out of there, and I
I'm just
usually
gagging
not.
hearing
So I told my friend, I said, take me off the list for the next course because I can't do it. It's just
it.
this. It's not bad, but I don't know. It was just I guess they'd all been there. There was I think 10 people cleaning their mice one at a time,
As one
and
does.
but what they do is it's an artist lady that goes there and gives the course there, and so he doesn't charge her for the room. What he does is that she makes two, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and she gives him those as a pay. So then he'll take them and make them into like he had one. He put a mohawk on it, and he had it on a motocross bike doing a wheelie.
Right.
And then but then one lady, that's the link I sent you, Christie's Conspicuous. You'd have to share it with Scott because I can't see it on my phone. It's
Oh, I
on
don't remember that.
Instagram. This lady
Insta-
went
Oh,
crazy.
I did. Yeah.
She went viral. No, is it viral on
Yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah.
word? I know
Yeah.
that's a nit.
That's
You
right.
don't want to
That's right.
go viral with your health, but yeah. So she went like she had crazy on Instagram. She's from Winchester. She's a school teacher, but she's tatted up and she likes that kind of stuff. And she's done all kinds of. If you look at her stuff, Chrissy's conspicuous stuff, and then my friend got one. It's basically a BDSM scene.
Right.
So he bought it from her, but yeah. So people, what they do is they bring in like little guns, like little GI Joe, the little GI Joe guns, the The newer, the shorter ones, the 3.5, and machine guns, and like I think my friend did one. It was Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
And but
That
yeah,
movie I've seen.
it's crazy. And she has customers in the States like
Wow.
crazy, crazy, crazy. So she's taken the course and then she's gone on with it. And every time like couples come in, like a couples thing. So one couple, she made a gardener one day of her mouse, and the other guy made like something from Dungeons and Dragons or
Oh, I
something.
approve.
It
I
was a
approve.
strange, it's just it's an oddity shop. If you're in that area on the weekend, it's worth stopping by
I
because
thought Chris was running House of Lazarus, but I
no,
obviously
no,
got the
no, no. That's he used to be there a lot, and but now
okay.
he doesn't have time. People with the store, like he works
Yeah,
full
yeah,
week, and on Saturday, Sunday, people come to him.
yeah.
So
He's pretty busy.
that's why, because like he's open at 10. So I'm at the flea market the other day at 7, and if he would have had gold, but Pierre bought it before me, but that's okay. He because he says I'll sell it to you because if he goes to the flea market, then he'll spend too much money because he's a collector, right? So he'd
So for the
rather lose.
pins,
He'd
so back
rather he'd rather lose a little profit on gold.
exactly. So back to the pins for a second,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like this
Sorry.
was a huge collection, right?
Oh my
So
God, it
so
was.
the first thing you did was like you sorted it, because I
Yeah.
get overwhelmed by something like that.
It
You
can
know,
be the first time I did this, it was only 1,600, and like I'm like going crazy. But I buy those flip top flat bins at the Dollarama with
yeah.
the sections, and like I have maybe 10, 12 of those, and because I have enough pins to last me, but I'm not going to pass another lot, right?
No, no.
That's
When
the
those
thing.
big deals come along, right? It's like
Exactly.
they're
You
so
can't
great,
pass.
but
And when I and then I was talking to the guy for about 20 minutes, and I found out his father was a collector,
yeah,
or more like a
hoarder, yeah,
the H word, yeah. Unfortunately, but like like it was a bunch of little boxes. And it was sad because it was all Ottawa medical supply boxes because the man passed away and his wife's
yeah.
in palliative, so they must have had work at home. The nurse come in, so and they were all packed like within those boxes. Like he had like a watch box, and I thought, oh great, a watch. No, it weighed like a pound. It was packed tight with watch with pins, and then
Yeah.
it said in there like some of them had a note, from McAfee Flea Market, and the note was so faded, and
He just bought
every
and
like
bought and bought, yeah.
yeah, and then he made notes on the boxes, and then he put them away apparently. And then when he passed,
What
like I got there, there was a pod container in the laneway. So I asked the guys, "Oh, you're selling off you're selling your house?" He said, "No, no." He said, "This is my dad's stuff. I got to get rid of." And I look up in the living room, and it's piled almost to the ceiling.
yeah.
Like I guess he was bringing in so many boxes from the pod,
Oh,
and
wow. That's just
yeah,
crazy, eh?
it was
Like, that's
just
I've mentioned this a few times, but, like, that would
yeah,
be my dream, is to help these guys and women before they pass away. But
exactly
I
because
know
I.
I understand it's almost impossible, because it's like they have a lot of emotional attachment to that stuff.
Oh, he didn't. He
Well,
said
not
like,
the son, but the
yeah.
father did,
Oh,
right?
well, exactly like Mark, when he
You know?
like he didn't want
Wow.
to let go.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. But he may have been. I don't know what his house looked like, but they, obviously they went to Florida because there was one box that said Fort Myers Wednesday flea market only in Florida.
Yeah.
So they must have wintered in Florida or something, and then he went to the flea markets there, and there was like tons. That box was full of the elk, the BPOE. The it's like Lions Club, but down there it's the elk. That one was full of those pins that nobody seems to want, but I put them in the bulk lots.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I asked him. I said, do you have any hot rod stuff? No. Do you have any models still in that seal? No. And he showed me that link that I told you about. But then he said he'd keep me in touch because costume jewelry. He's he had to go through his mother's costume jewelry.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy, like how overwhelming all that stuff
yeah,
can be for them
so
too.
I let him. I kind of, it's been a week, so I kind of let it aside because I'm so busy. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna contact him probably tomorrow and see if he's got anything else.
yeah,
Because
smart.
I would have liked to take that lot, but since I don't sell outside and I got rid of all my stuff
Yeah,
from to sell outside, I don't want to pack on because it's easy. I want to concentrate on smalls, and you know
makes sense.
when and the other part of that was the buttons. Like this, I'll show you one, Scott, that I got. This one here, it's Grey Cup,
Tiger
1985
Cat?
Tiger Cats. Plus, it's got the little plastic football. It's been under something as it was all crinkled, so I've got it under weight. So that's gonna be. I've got two others, but they're. I got one that says "Eat 'em raw," and the other one's just a button. But this one Grey Cup, so that could bring $20 on eBay. Who knows? So
Nice.
so
Wow.
those I didn't even count those, but I went through them while we're watching TV, and all my wife kept hearing is click, 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 because I was tossing them in different boxes,
All
and
right.
I kept a box, and then I brought 12 boxes to my friend at the store. Of they're about 12 by 10 by 10. The boxes, they were
And these are
full of those.
these are called pinbacks, right? The big round
Yeah,
ones,
we call them button pinbacks, and he said
button
macarons,
pinbacks,
but in French we call macaron.
macaron,
But I've
macaron.
never heard that in English, but because it was
No, I
on the
haven't either.
ad.
Have you heard
Yeah,
that term, Scott?
Macarons? No.
Yeah.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
call them pinback bat or a badge. So I kept all the like the sports and other ones, and then there's two bags I didn't go through. It was all well, some of them were Canadian politics, and the other one was uh, election buttons from the States. So I
Okay.
kept those. So
Well,
I
this will keep you busy for a little
Oh
while,
yeah.
I think, eh?
But then I
You
showed
know,
my friend the back of the car on Saturday because I want like our kitchen or dining room table was full. I brought him to him. I said, this is what's in there. I made a box for him and I said, this is what's in there.
I
There
got
I
told off
said,
this week, by the way,
oh
for having
no.
stuff upstairs for too long.
Oh, my wife's pretty good because when she hears cha-ching or this sound, that's the sound of tape. It used to drive her nuts.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said,
Now it's the sound of money.
you know what when you hear that, that's the
Yeah.
sound of money. Packing tape, you
my
know.
my wife is like, no, get this stuff off the main floor.
Well,
She wasn't quite like that harsh, but
You
yeah.
have it on
you
the
get
main floor now, Carl?
no,
Oh.
not anymore. Not after that comment.
See, you guys are. I don't have a basement. We're on a slab, so
Oh my god.
we're a tiny house. We've got the eBay room, which is my carving shop at the same time, and then she's got the office where she works, and
Yeah.
then the bedroom, and then the
Like,
dining room, living room is one thing. So everything is packed, like you can see
well,
behind. You
you're
know?
forced to be efficient, right? Like
Oh
that's the
yeah,
problem is I'm just piling stuff up. In fact,
it's
like you know, this weekend garage sales are definitely starting, eh?
well.
But
What
I'm not that keen really to fill my car because it's like, where the hell am I going to put stuff?
and see,
When
I've developed like I don't like big crowds if I'm indoors and stuff.
yeah,
So and then in my room, like when it starts to, when the pile
get on
starts
top
to
of you.
come towards you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like my wife will say, "Hmm, time to do the cleanup," and then that gets me going because she'll come in and sweep because when you cut boxes and everything, I don't
No,
clean.
no one,
She'll
no one's allowed in my area.
Oh
This
no
is
no no,
Carl
she's
area
great.
only.
Like
And, you
we
know, I,
we
I got box bits and I got
oh
tape
my
on the ground and I got like
that's
empty
crazy.
bags and like who knows what down here. But it's
But
like I can
you
live in
have
this. I don't care, right?
So, Scott, you have the whole basement, or do you have a family room there too to do your eBay?
I I don't know if I'm allowed to have the whole basement, but I do. Like, no, she's pretty good. Um, yeah, right now, like I got the basement, the garage, the shed, the
Oh,
back,
yeah.
the back, uh, like fruit cellar area, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's getting better.
But
It's
you
getting
you
better.
like you source stuff for your booth too. So, like you said, if you see a piece of furniture you can make $200 on, you'll take it, right?
Well, It's
if you can't.
more of what I can get it for as opposed to what I
Yeah,
can
well,
get
that's
out of
what I
it.
mean. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
if
if
you
I
can
see
make,
a piece of furniture for like under $50 and it's going to be 200-300, I'll probably grab it. But it also depends on if I can utilize it in the booth. Like most of the
as
display cases,
yeah,
sometimes a dresser or a sideboard will look nice because you can load it up with stuff and make it look good. But
oh,
Yeah.
okay,
um, like I've said before about furniture, it's not like a passion. It's not like something I want to go looking for.
yeah,
It's just one of those things that it's got to be the right piece, but I
yeah.
will grab it.
That's the and that's my
But I,
biggest.
I don't really put furniture. It's not like I've got furniture stacked up in the garage. You
If
know what
it
I mean?
happens, it happens, right?
Yeah, but it's like right now there's a corner piece that I'm going to probably use if I was to get another booth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
not going to
yeah.
really sell it. So I really don't have any. I don't really have any furniture to really sell right now. I just sold 3 pieces on the weekend. What I like to do is buy furniture and then sell them to other vendors
Yeah.
because then it's a
Yeah,
quick,
it's
quick turnover, right?
I love the flip. I've done flips at the flea market where I did it to your friend Tim, uh, uh, Carl. One day, I picked up this cool antique-looking crucifix thing, and it had. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. In the back, there's a little door in
Oh
that's
yeah.
it's
I remember
cut
him
in, and
having a
there's like a. I don't know if it's a. I don't. I'm not religious, so I
relic.
don't know if it's a prayer or something in it.
Yeah.
There's a little piece of paper, and then Tim comes, he sees me with that in my hand. He says, "Hey, where'd you get that?" I said, "I just bought it." I said, "I'll probably make, I didn't even price it, but I think I paid like $20." And then he's like, "Oh, my wife collects that kind of stuff." So I think I sold to him for 35. So I did I walked about 6 feet and made $15. So I'm like, I'm happy, you know,
Nice.
it's,
I I got something. Are you from like Quebec at all? Is that
no, I
no?
was born and raised in Lower Town, Ottawa,
Oh, okay.
which is like at the corner where the people cross the bridge from Quebec from Hull to Ottawa.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up. I did 2 years like a stint in Quebec and came back.
Because I bought.
My family all moved there for the cheaper houses, and my mother's family did that too. But my late father, which I didn't know, he didn't want to do it. So I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
I went to an auction this weekend and I got some
Oh,
stuff. And some of the items was from Quebec, but they're magic lantern, but they're glass slides.
Oh,
oh
cool.
yeah, yeah.
So rather than sell them out as together, I decided to go through them. And in there was one of a ship that was built in Montreal.
Ooh, wow,
It was dated 1921,
nice.
and it was signed by the photographer's name was there,
Wow.
S.J. Hayward,
Ooh, was
and
it?
he was a famous uh, photographer from Montreal.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
cool.
What was
And
it? Was it a navy ship or a steamship?
so it was two different things. First, it was a I'm going to get this wrong, but first it was a cargo ship, but
Hmm.
it was built in Montreal for but it was a Norwegian American ship. So it was to
Wow.
go from Norwegia, I guess, or to America and back
Yeah.
doing cargo.
Oh
But it was
wow.
built in Montreal, and it was really cool because it had like it was called it's all wrapped up and packed away, ready to sell. But you can go on eBay and see it. Funny thing was, you don't know what to charge for these things, so I went on ChatGPT and I'm just saying something like this: how much what it is worth, and then they give you kind of like a rundown. Depends on condition, the age, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So then I tell them who took the photograph, and the ship, that it was hand tinted and
Wow.
like colored and all this stuff, and then like now we're really talking, it says, right? Like,
Yeah. I don't
Oh wow.
honestly. I don't
so,
trust it for values.
well, look, you gotta listen,
Yeah. I'll listen. I'll listen.
so it's like no mostly these things are $40 or a little bit less, and then they give me different different scenarios, like $30 to $69.99, all this shit.
Yeah.
But he goes, but ChatGPT is like, based on what you've got here, it's worth like 600, $499 to 600 plus, depending
Wow.
on condition and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, that seems a little weird. So I go on Grok,
Oh,
and so eventually, eventually, what I did is I uploaded the image to ChatGPT, and then it got all excited, and then then I went to Grok and I uploaded the image there, and I said, "What do you think this is worth?" And I give it the details. But what I did with Grok is I give it an image of my listing on eBay, and at that time I had $399.95,
wow.
and that was based on ChatGPT.
Right.
And then it's like, you're way overpriced.
Yeah.
Right? So it goes, you're way overpriced on this. In best case scenario, 200,
Well,
and
still,
yeah, which is still good.
yeah.
But they said best case scenario is 200, and that's being very optimistic. It said it was more like, I think it said 69.95 to 150 is
Wow.
probably your area, which is, I thought, was quite a big difference, right? Like,
Crazy.
but anyway, so I think I listed it for $200, and we'll see what happens, right?
So it's like getting a.
He did say that you're going to be probably sitting for a little bit.
It's like getting a second opinion, like a doctor.
Yeah, I was doing that a bit with costing too, because it's like I've said this before, but like with ChatGPT, I don't trust it for evaluation. Like I've seen it way undervalue and way overvalue. I think it's not picky enough.
So Google,
I think the concept was there. I think if you looked at everything it was looking at the right stuff. You know, like it came back and it was the condition.
Yeah,
but we know that. Obviously, the photographer, if it's signed, we know that.
It's good for that.
We know that. But
yeah,
so it kind of got all that right. But I think at the end of the day, it was a little bit optimistic for sure.
But did you leave it at $399?
I think I put it to $199, and I'm just going to leave it there for a couple. Like I'll leave it there for a month or two and see how many. Kind of what I do with this is I'll see how many watchers. If there's a lot of watchers and no buyers, then I got to drop it, right?
Yeah, because
the only problem is the other side of what I did is I stopped doing promoted listings at the advice of Carl. But,
really? Why?
Well, through eBay, because I'm going to open it up to the U.S. market and take away the promoted listings. Because by the time you pay, if I'm going to eat the 10%, the tariff part, if I'm going to, do shipping off the eBay website, it's going to cost me more for shipping, but I'm not going to charge more. So I'm going to, instead of giving eBay that percentage, which is usually like a 10%, I'm going to try to give the buyer that break. You know what I mean?
We only do 2.1. That's it.
Well, I do 5 or 10, and if it's toy soldiers, sometimes I do none because I know that there's other people coming in. But if there's a lot of competition out there, I'll put 10%. Like if there's like 10 items out there, I'm gonna put 10% to try to get my push to headers. But
yeah, I have the odd one that I don't put is like, remember, I was telling Carl that it was a Magnum PI model, and there was none online, and the last one sold for $400, and I got it for $40. The guy paid $1 at their thrift store, still sealed, and I got an offer $350 within 6 hours. I think took it. The guy bought it, went to England, but directly. So I had to wait for him to accept it, feedback, and then I gave my buddy a cut that found it because he's gonna find me more of that stuff. So, but that's today, Carl. Just for you, I should have left it on, but I didn't want to interrupt I took my dinger off, and since we've been talking, I sold 3 things.
Shut up.
And but this is the best one, and I went. So this is where is it? Can you see? Whoop. This is a monster truck Bigfoot pin.
Yeah.
That was in the Okay, so I did a Google, and then Google search is, I don't know, the lens, that's got to be their AI or something. So it came up. There was one that sold for $99 with a line across it, so they took an offer, but it was a different side view, and on the you could see on the side it also said Bigfoot 4 4. But this one is different. So I said, well, just I'll put mine at 7777. And this is why I love these pin lots, because that was in there.
You know what
And
the
so
sad thing is?
yeah,
Before the show, I sent
yeah.
a bunch of best offers hoping to get like a cha-ching during the show, and you just ruined it for me by getting 3 without even doing anything. So
Well, the other one was I don't know. Did the Edmonton Oilers, are they still in? I didn't look. The
I
one,
think so.
I
Did
don't
they
know how
play
many
last
touch.
night?
Yeah. Hey,
Did they
did
play
they?
last night?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Carl would say I don't know how many touchdowns they got,
yeah,
but
I decided not to do the
uh,
joke this time because it would
there was
actually make
what.
sense too. That's the
I
worst
think
part.
they're still in.
Okay, so there was one pin also that I sold from that, and it's four Stanley Cups like stuck together, like it's a pin, but you see four cups and the years, um, the year I guess that they had a run there, and that sold for 877, and then a police pin that sold for 699. So, but
That's yeah.
this is why I love pins, and and it takes me like this morning waiting. I got up at 5. The dog got me up at 5. I was sitting here at 6. And in 2.5 hours, I did 60 listings of pins. So,
You know what I did? I slept, and it was great.
yeah, well, when Stella the lab says, I want to get up, and you know what
So
she does? She gets me up and then she goes and lays in bed.
of
She's,
course, she wants your spot. So
yeah,
Scott was telling a story,
yeah.
and he didn't get to the end of it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No, this is before you were on. I was off the air. You mean?
Oh,
No, you were talking. Well, you were talking about promotions. You took them off,
oh, yeah, sorry.
and
Yeah.
then
So,
and
yeah,
then you
so
were talking about like
US Direct.
yeah, something going to. Now I'm getting confused, but I guess
So you're going to do,
Say it again. Say it again.
you were talking about taking promotions off, right? And
Right.
then you were talking about 10%
Right.
is what you used to do,
Yeah.
and now you're
Well,
trying.
5 to 10%. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 to 10%, and now you're trying without promotions. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I'm going to open it up to the U.S. market without
Right.
global shipping, international shipping.
Yeah.
are you going to get rid of international shipping too?
No.
Or you're
I'll
going to
leave
keep
that up.
everything?
It's just I just think it's such a big market, and I don't want to lose them. And if you got to pay through Zonos a 10% tariff, I don't mind eating that, but I'm not going to put the 10%.
But is it only 10%?
Yeah,
Well, it's 10% plus the 10%
for the most part.
fee, and then they have a flat fee of like $2 or $3. I can't remember.
But I thought it depended where it came from, because didn't all the countries get something different?
Everything
10%.
comes from Canada or U.S.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or anywhere in the world, it's 10% right now.
Yeah.
So, but if like I have some pins that are made in the U.S., if they buy them, they don't pay, I guess.
I still think there's 10% there. I think the only
Oh,
thing
yeah?
that's really not 10% is the like books or magazines or something like that. But
Okay.
I
just
sold
try.
I sold a magazine for $200, and I didn't pay any tariffs on it. It went through Zonos.
Yeah, magazines are great for that.
There was no issue, so I'm like, you know what? I might just, now that I got a Zonos account, I had to do a Zonos account even though there wasn't any tariffs. I still had to do it in order for Canada Post to accept it as a parcel.
Yeah.
And so I just decided, you know what? It was actually pretty painless.
Let's try
a couple more.
Yeah.
Other than the little bit of a fee that I ate, it was pretty painless again. So,
It is an option, right? Like.
Well, I mean, the Americans are such a big part of the market.
It's hard to let it go. Yeah.
So instead of giving eBay the 10%, I decided, like, you know what? I'm still going to eat 10% because eBay's basically, one of every 10 is going to be promoted listings. So what the hell? And this way, if it's not promoted listings when I sell in Canada, I'm saving that 10% as well. You know what I mean? As opposed to when I
Yes.
open it up with that 10%. Doesn't matter where it's purchased. So
But
is it going to drop my? So the theory is, could it drop my amount of sales? I'm going to say absolutely, but at the same time, I'm really just going to start hammering out a ton of listings, right?
oh, okay.
So
So, but
if I got more listings up, I should be able to maintain the same amount of sales without that 10% cost going to eBay. But I'm going to end up sending it to the United States government.
Right. So
but you
so instead of the
you
promotion 10% going to eBay, it's going to the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Hey,
also
you know,
it's going to cost you more for shipping though, right?
yeah, there's no way around that.
That's the
Sort of.
part. Yeah.
Because all my shipping for the most part was $10 because of the eBay. I just bumped it up to 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I bumped
That
it
pretty
up
well
to
covers it.
15. So yeah, I mean, I think one of the items I sold was under 15. I think it was like $14 or something. So
Oh, we do calculate it unless it's the eBay Lite.
yeah, I'm okay with that because most of my stuff is thing, and the eBay Lite is only going to be if it's shipped in Canada, right?
It's gone up. It's gone up a little bit because I believe it's the, when you go to Canada Post, you get and you buy shipping there. They show you the fuel surcharge and all that.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm sure eBay has a thing with Canada Post that's added in. That's why, because it used to be like 6 something to the hub, and now it's 7.58, I think.
Yeah, that's
So
everywhere. USPS
yeah.
also, I think, has added a fuel surcharge for right now.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, the guys are not happy. But I printed this thing here, and I think I wrote that this pin was made in the States because Bigfoot, right? That's where it was, because there's nothing on the back. And so I printed the because I put a packing slip. We put a packing slip in everything. So the shipping, they paid $20.67,
What?
and I think that includes the $7.75 that I go to the hub. So it's not. So it's
Oh, they
basically,
did EIS, right?
yeah, EIS, and then sales tax. eBay collected $5, so it doesn't show like a whatchamacallit tariff,
Well, we
because I
wouldn't see
think
that. We wouldn't see
eBay
that.
eBay yeah, well, okay, so this sale was, for this pin that cost them 126 Canadian basically. So yeah, so I like,
For them,
yeah, it's but I refused. I
actually,
refused to do that. I don't want to deal with Zonos and whatever.
yeah, I get it. But you know
It's
what? Actually, just reminded you guys, just
Yeah.
reminded me of something. Just
Mhm.
this week, I'm not saying you should do this, but Chit Chat's actually added that
Oh
you
yeah.
can now ship from
Oh.
rural areas to a hub, and if you sell enough, right, it
Yeah.
might make economic sense to have Chit Chats deal with all this. But then that's
Okay.
brand new, supposedly this week. So I hadn't really looked into it because I
Stella,
don't really affected by that. But
come here. Sorry. Stella heard a grasshopper fart or something, I think. Sorry. She's just getting
So
old. Eh?
what were you saying, Carl?
so Chit Chats, that's the
Yeah.
shipping company I use sometimes, right?
Yeah.
They've opened a new thing for rural people where you can actually ship your packages, I guess, in one box to Chit Chats, and then they'll ship it across the border.
Ooh.
And I'm saying if you sell enough,
Yeah.
it might make sense to do that. If you're only selling one thing or two things a day,
Yeah.
probably not. But
I
I haven't
see.
looked into it.
That's why, like, people ask us, "Don't you have another?" I said, "Well, we're 20 minutes to something for. I think it's 20 minutes to the closest drop off for FedEx, and 30 minutes closest drop off for UPS. And
Yeah.
we ship
Well,
daily.
your stuff is pretty small. You don't
Yeah.
want to drive for those.
No, well, we have some big, but it's like somebody, they bought a
Actually,
a box full of broken watches, and it was going to BC, and it was costing them $65 by Canada Post.
actually, ironically, the Chit Chat things might makes more sense for you, Serge,
Mm,
because you selling a lot of pins, right? They're all going.
Yeah.
A lot of them are going to the United States.
they still
So
are.
it might make more sense for you because you could put them all in bubble mailers, right? Put them in a big box, send them to Chit Chats.
Yeah.
If it's really costing as much as you just said to ship that one pin, it might actually make sense. It makes
So-
less sense. Go ahead,
So
Scott.
when you sell yours to the U.S., how are you shipping it?
I just in an envelope with my pin sandwich. This is the pin sandwich that I do.
Yeah.
I've got like about 100 made already with old boxes. Put that in a regular envelope, and to the U.S. If it's going to the hub, like this one, I put eBay Lite, but all the other ones go with a stamp, and then it takes about five working days to get there. That's why, like we talked about it before with
No. You're
no?
sending it with a bubble mailer to the United States. You're not sending it letter mail.
No, am I?
Yes.
I just don't know how the pin doesn't get stuck through the envelope.
No, see, that's what happened way back. A guy in Mississauga bought a pin, and I've been doing this since the beginning. I developed this pin sandwich for myself because I come from a customer service background, and I said I watched ADH Dave put a pin in a bubble mailer, and then they wonder why stuff doesn't get there. And this guy, he worked at Canada Post. He wrote a feedback, and he says eBay sellers that sell pins should learn from this guy, the way he did it. And he sent me a message private. He says I work where those envelopes go through the machine, and he says depending on, and I tape the edges so the flap can't
by putting it between a sandwich and cardboard and make sure it goes through the machine without getting caught on something.
Yeah, and then it fits in this 2 centimeter. Yeah. So
but it still goes through the machine. It's pretty thick. That doesn't matter.
No,
well, I guess with the pins, there's sticky out bits, right? And if there's no cardboard, it would get like.
No, I get that, but I just like the cardboard's still pretty thick.
But it's basically boxes that I cut down. Regular
uniform.
Amazon boxes. I recycle a lot of Amazon boxes.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if there. I forgot to ask that guy if there's like letter mail, if there's a different sorting, but I probably not. So, but he says like that's why, like, I see guys in the States, they put a plush in a poly bag, and that's it. And then they wonder. Then you watch the people on
that.
You watch the people on the YouTube. Do you ever watch on YouTube the people that buy undelivered mail? Well, if people watch there enough, they'll see their own stuff in there because it got ripped up and they couldn't deliver it.
Well, I don't know, like, because like I get the plastic sheeting from Canada Post for shipping.
Oh
like
my God!
Yeah, well, they give it to you. Like, if they have a problem with that, they should let us know.
What? They give it. Canada Post doesn't give away anything, do they?
Actually, they do, but that's not different. Actually, they do. Yeah, I haven't bought any for 8 years because I don't use a lot of it. But anyways, it's another story. But
like to me, that's the way I did it, and I've stuck with it forever.
Yeah.
And
for you, it makes sense because you're using letterpost.
Yeah. But it takes about 5 working days until a tracking number is put on by the hub. And touch wood, so far so good.
Yeah.
I've never. I'm not going to say it.
What's the hub? What's the hub?
Mississauga eBay hub. Is it Mississauga?
Oh, yeah. So you send it letter mail to
Oh yes.
eBay.
Yeah, and then they've got the special code, the EVTN, and it's a XR whatever code, and that identifies the person. And they've got the person's number care of eBay.
Remember when Jamie was on? We talked all about this, Scott. Remember Jamie was talking about like sending cards and sending it letter mail to the hub.
Yeah, cheap cards.
And he was talking about putting like the packing slip in there to figure out, to make sure it went to the right place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, see, if it hits, if a pin is $20, I will put it for eBay Lite to the hub. But for Canadians, that's where it's a problem. Like, I wish there was 2 tiers, because then Canadians don't want to pay. But if it adds up over 25 for Canadians an order, I tell them I got to ship it, unless it's BC, because sometimes it costs $13 to ship. So I take a risk. Like, I'm shipping a belt buckle today. It's $4.95, and by eBay Lite it would be 13 something. So
that's when bubble mailers are good, if you need to save that little bit extra.
What the? No, okay. So, but if it fits in the slot, like I buy like I don't know 250 mail envelopes at Walmart. I think it was
Well,
fourteen
I'm not
ninety
saying
nine.
mail isn't cheaper. I'm just saying sometimes,
Yeah. But
you know,
it's a risk you take, eh? It's like the risk of doing business. And
yeah.
so far, I'm not going to say that, but touch wood, it's worked out. But like at the beginning, when they enrolled us without, because we said we wanted, but they didn't. They sent the email the day after they enrolled us, and I saw 5 of these. I'm like, ooh, is that going to get? So I started going on the Canadian reseller site, and they said it seemed like okay. So I stopped EIS until I saw tracking numbers put on, and it was about 5 days, 5 business days, and then we turned EIS back on, and we've got so many return customers from the pre tariff days, the PTD pre tariff
Oh,
days. So
returning customers. Well, that's a good sign.
yeah, yeah, and some of them are only buying one. Now I lost the guy that he was buying, like I was giving him a deal at about 250 for all the sports pins, but then I also don't mind doing them now because like I got a whole bunch of NCAA stuff this weekend or in that stuff in that big lot. And then I also found some gun stuff like Glock, and that's American.
Oh
That's
yeah, you gave me one of the pins. He had
oh yeah, yeah. That
Dev
was a
had a
Tommy.
cool
That
school.
was a Tommy gun.
Yeah, Tommy
But
gun.
then,
It
but
was
then
kind
the
of
other
cool.
ones are like advertising for Glock
Yeah.
models, and I found a cool one. It was the Skyhawks, the Canadian, like they have the the demo team, but the parachute guys. So I found a pin in there, and I've got that for $20. And yeah, I found a bunch of like planes, like fighter jets. Yeah,
Cool.
these fighter jets, and yeah, it's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Good.
And I must have about 10 or 12 of these 9/11
Oh my God.
twin
Remember?
towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those, and like these cool guitars. There was an era where they made pins and they put a covering over the enamel, and the covering. It's in the late '80s. The covering yellowed, but they still look good. That's a double neck guitar. So all that kind of stuff is, and like, uh, women love unicorns. This is a pewter unicorn. Like I don't know, it just keeps on giving. But eBay's
Is there a brand name as opposed to an image that
some
like Gucci or
oh well, no, it's weird in Canada. Like I've got Lancome, which is like Lancome. I think it's like a ladies makeup and perfume stuff, and the pin is 3D, and it's made like a miniature perfume thing, and that one's sitting there. Nobody's buying it. It's weird. But a lot of tire ads and trains.
so they
But
mostly go for the image as opposed to like any
yeah,
maker mark.
well,
Like I found
yes.
pins made by Burks before, but
Oh
it doesn't
Yeah.
yeah,
that
those
doesn't seem to
those
really matter.
No.
I hate scrapping those. The only ones that I scrap that are silver are like if you see, all the fraternities. There's so many and religious pins that you can't even with a Google lens you can't tell what they are. So I just pile them in a pill bottle, and when the silver is up, because it pays about. And then the guy he knows what to take off each pin on average for the enamel part, what it weighs. So like the other day, that gold pin with the pearl, he took off 0.4 grams, I
Right,
think,
right.
for the pearl. I didn't want to knock it off in case, he decides to sell it as, but the gold is so, but I don't like scrapping, like, people get silver war medals, and some guys are asking, oh, how much does it weigh? I'm like, I'm not selling it to scrap it. I'm not,
That'd be sad.
Well, that's a
I try,
problem, right? Like the gold's
yeah,
gone up so much that
yeah,
it's actually worth more for scrap than it is
oh
for
yeah,
anything else. Especially
oh
like
yeah,
even some like nice watches like Omegas and stuff.
yeah.
Like even though it's a nice watch, the gold is worth scrapping it more than the
Well,
Oh
watch is.
yeah. Like
if
how
the
much cutlery has gone into the melting pot, right? It's just the way it is.
Oh,
Especially all the lower end stuff. And
Well,
just
silver
gold,
right now apparently, like they're not. There's so much silver that has been sold that
yeah.
if it's 99.99%, then they'll take it. But
Yeah.
the melting guys won't even take it if it's like sterling because it's only
No,
92.5.
Oh, I guess there's a big backlog. Is there then, Scott?
oh
What's
well,
that?
Is there a big backlog at the refineries? I'm guessing.
it's a mafia type
That's what
thing.
I'm
Eh?
hearing. That's
Yeah.
what I've heard.
It's the big companies. It's like the beers with the diamonds. Well, the big companies that have the silver mines. The silver guy was telling me that they had mines that were running at 35%, and they decided to increase the volume to 75% the mine. So they want they'd rather have, like Scott says, 99.9. They don't want to be bothered with the other stuff. So all the guys like Big Ben, I call him, he's sitting on, I think, 100
He's our gold
kilos,
silver guy.
something, or 100 kilos or something, and then his guy's sitting on a lot more. But
Yeah.
they also do gold. So in the meantime, when they do open up, who knows? But it's like a cartel type of thing. They only take, but with all,
Well, I think they got to control the price. Like,
well,
I
that's it.
mean, listen. I don't know. I'm not out for government controlling things too much, but
Oh no.
I think because so much technology uses silver, I
Yeah.
think it's got to be managed to a certain degree, or else we're either going to be counterproductive. Like we're not going to be able to
Yeah.
make technology, and no one's going to afford it.
Well, like
So
you said,
Well,
silver has an industrial use.
yeah,
And gold generally has a very small industrial use. So
yeah.
I
big
did go
difference.
on to YouTube and see in India where they're scrapping computer parts.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my God.
like the process to go through that, to me, it just isn't even worth it. Like,
Those guys are not living long, I don't think.
yeah,
Oh,
all
I
they're
the
pretty
watch, and
nasty
the
stuff.
one I
Yeah.
watched was in Pakistan, I think. Well, it's the same. It's the same area, but yeah, no. You see the fumes coming off the acid, and
Yeah,
they're
it's not good.
dipping it. Well, they've got glove, but they don't have like
no, they're
like
in
they.
bare feet, no hand,
Oh
no
It's
gloves, no
yeah,
right.
I'm scared of my little testing kit. I can imagine what those
I
guys
know
are
because
doing.
I burned my nail once, and I know what to do now. But
This
no,
brown
it's
orangey smoke residue comes
oh
like
my
right up
God.
into the
Yeah, no.
And then
I
they
don't trust myself. I'm an idiot when it comes to stuff like that.
and then they dump these half barrels on the ground, and they're
Yeah, it's
walking in
bad.
it.
It's
So
really bad.
it makes you wonder. But I mean, there's different ways. But there's a guy in England or in Australia. All he does is off marketplace and stuff. He buys like motherboards and stuff, and then he'll break them down to a certain point, and then he'll go to these places that pay so much per, and then like he'll come out of there with $30,000, but he
Okay.
stacks it. If you can get it cheap,
Yeah.
like
Hey, that's the great thing about this is there's so many different ways. Scott, you
yeah,
were telling a story before the show, and I want to.
yes,
We're an hour in, so I kind of wanted to hear the story a
the
little bit,
Seinfeld episode.
if you want to talk about it.
Well, sorry, you're talking about
The pick,
the the guy's house that I went to, or that we were called to.
yeah. You're briefly, or
We were
not
called
briefly.
to a guy's house to do a pick. I don't know, Carl. I'm just kidding. I know I'm not really sure what to say. I was just going to say that we were called to a guy's house and they canceled.
Yeah,
Oh,
Like
I guess that was it. I just, I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
what to
to,
say.
you didn't find out somebody else got there first, or
I no. He just called and
okay?
canceled. He wants to redo it. But
Oh,
the auction that we went to was kind of exciting.
oh,
Okay.
The behind me there was some like this was I didn't expect to get anything. It was museum quality,
ooh,
few nautical, but 90% of it was like old doctor stuff,
Right.
wow,
like medical stuff. Like they had the machines where you would put on your head and shock the person's brain. They had
Right.
all
Right.
like
oh,
you name it,
that
they
stuff.
had it. They had an 1860s,
Wow,
well, I guess it would be 70s Civil War era, like you would take it to the battlefield and you would cut people's limbs off. They had
Oh,
the whole,
yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
kit for that.
The surgical
That
kit.
went for like $1,500,
Oh,
God.
which I was surprised. They had a bust of Adolf Hitler. It was a bronze bust. Some guy from Poland
ooh.
put a $5,000 bid in, but they didn't want to ship it.
Boy, yeah.
So it ended up going for $3,500.
Whoa.
But there was just so much stuff. It was like insane.
And this
But
was
anyway,
live?
I did pick up some things, including these glass slides. I think I paid $10 for them.
Now, was
I
that
got
in
some-
Toronto? In Toronto? Or?
I got some nice pictures that I
Wow.
think can be worth some money.
Mm.
But I'll show you guys off the air because it's going to be boring to listeners. However, behind me, like right directly behind me in the seats behind me, the auctioneer, these guys were buying stuff like crazy.
Oh.
So the auctioneer said, is that going into the Murdoch Mysteries TV show?
Oh.
And the guy says, no, but that is, and he pointed to something he bought earlier.
Oh, jeez.
So I turned around and I'm like, do you guys do props for TV shows and movies? He goes, yeah.
Oh,
And they were buying so much stuff. They had rented stuff off this guy that had passed like before.
Oh.
And now they came in to go and buy this stuff. So they had it.
That's an amazing auction. Like,
But there's more to it, Carl. I just want to finish up. So I give them my name and number and the antique store that I sell out of.
Yeah.
And I said, we have lots of people come through for movie props. So they came by yesterday. I wasn't there. And they dropped like $1,500. And they bought a lot of stuff off my booth. So
hey!
That's cool.
a $350 day on a Wednesday, which is double a good day. Like a good day is on a Wednesday is $150. But
that's
it
good.
went to $350. And Steph said, yeah, these guys from Murdoch Mysteries were there buying up. And I'm like, I told you I talked to them guys. Like, tell them it's my booth. Like, you should have. Well, I didn't know. Anyway.
My wife watches that show religiously.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're going to have this season. You see a lot of old doctor stuff. They bought this thing. Yeah? It's about this big. It's like, let's say a little bit like longer than a football, but it stands upright for people listening. And it's a circle and it spins. It's from the 1800s, I think.
Oh, wow.
Like early 1900s. They paid a lot for it. And it spins and it's all mechanical, gears and everything. But it tells the date, time, your astrology. Like if you're a Leo, is that astrology?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has astrology and it has all these wheels and it turns.
Okay.
And they thought that was the best thing at that auction.
It sounds good.
They were so happy they got it. And the guy even said, he goes, this is going to sit on the desk of the main character.
Well, that's really awesome. See, this is like the good thing about talking to people about what you do, right?
Yeah.
Those connections.
Yeah. So I gave him my name and number and the antique booth. And then Anna texted me yesterday. Thanks so much for telling these guys about our spot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just crazy, right? So I went on a little bit more about how my son is into film. I said, if you guys got my name and number, if you need anything, let me know. Cause I have tons of stuff at home. I'm always looking.
Wow.
And, either I can rent it to you or if you guys are interested in buying it out or whatever, but they were dropping a lot of money. Right?
Crazy. Was that in Toronto?
It's in Ontario.
Okay. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
It's in Ontario.
It sounds like it would have been. It
like
wouldn't
way
be
up
like,
it's like North Bay. Put it that.
It wouldn't be. It would not be in Chesterville.
North Bay is like 3 hours south of this place. That's how far it is.
Wow. Jeez.
So
that's cool though.
But anyways, yeah. I still ended up spending almost like with tax and everything in it came almost $500, and I didn't expect to get anything, but I got some pretty good stuff. There's one thing. It's a piece of art, and they started the auction at $500, and nobody took it. And I'm like, I didn't know what it was, right?
Yeah.
Just looked like a piece of work art. But when I got it home and I looked at it, there's some that were made in the mid 1800s and some were later, and then some were early 1900s. And the older, the more valuable it is. But it's Greenland whale fishery scene
Oh wow.
etched on copper.
Ooh.
So it's colored, but I just don't know. He's got it framed well, and based on everything at the thing, I'm sure it's an original. But I see one that's in rough shape, no frame, for like they're asking $800 on eBay.
Wow.
Mine is in way better condition, but again, age can mean a lot, so got to get it appraised. ChatGPT told me it's worth anywhere from $750 to $1,700. So
Yeah.
a little bit of a wide range, but
Yeah.
they said
She
they
wants
said
them to
it could be within that value. So, but we'll
Wow.
see. So just to let you know what I paid for it.
That's great.
Nobody wanted the one picture, which is
Wow.
also crazy good.
Yeah.
It's around $500 based on, I think, a realistic price.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Wow, nobody wants this." He goes, "Join it to the other one." He goes, "Anybody got $10?" I put my hand up and go, "Sold."
No, it didn't.
I got two of them for $10. I'll show
copper.
you guys off the air though. But
You can melt it down.
yeah, and then
That's crazy.
I got a couple nice boats, like big model boats, like 3 foot long boats. So
Like pawn boats or actually like
well, one's a junk boat. It's called. It's Vietnamese. The guy went to
Oh.
Vietnam in 1959 or
Oh, wow.
1958 and brought it back with him, and then had someone make a glass case to fit it in, and it's quite large.
Wow.
It's probably like 3 feet wide by 3 feet high. So I'm like, just the glass display case has got to be a couple $100. And then I'm thinking the boat's probably another couple hundred. So I put $500 on it, but I did pay $100 for that. And then the other boat I got for $25, and it's a Swedish, or sorry, it's Dutch actually, but it's a large ship that's like 4 feet long. It's quite large.
Oh, wow.
So
I'd be
That
scared.
is-
I just think nobody had the vehicles to put them in.
No, it's quite
That's the
commitment.
thing. Yeah. You
So
almost want
I did. So I
Yeah.
thought that's why I'm getting them cheap. The only reason I hit $100 on the Vietnamese ship is because of the display case.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I'll put $500 for the pair, like it together, and if it sits for a month or two, then I'll just separate them, and somebody will buy the display case for sure. So
That's crazy.
and
That's
then
great.
the junk boat after that, like
So the auction was in London.
One of the other vendors comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, Chinese junk." And I'm
Junk.
like, dude, what the hell? Why would you call like my ship junk, like right to my face?
It's a junk.
And
Yeah.
and then I read the
Oh,
then
I
I read
see.
the label, and
It's
I'm like,
It's all about
cleaning the glass, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
it's the name
man,
of the boat.
like
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
all offended by it. Like,
it's
Yeah,
all
totally.
it's about the pronunciation.
yeah,
Because in French it's a jonc.
yeah,
Yeah. So junk.
junk. But it's
So
just
that was in London, right?
That was in Ontario.
North Bay.
London, yeah.
North Bay.
Oh,
on an island.
Muskoka,
Well,
Muskoka.
you could go to London too if you wanted. That's fine. Yeah, go to London.
Don't, I
Go to
won't be
Windsor,
going
go
that
to
way.
London. Yeah,
As far as I go is the Perth auction. That's about it.
but anyway, that's
Well,
I don't know.
that's fun stuff,
That
right?
was it. That was
Yeah.
pretty much it. What's that, Carl?
I said that's fun stuff though. It's really different stuff.
Yeah, and to see, like, honestly,
That's why
if it wasn't for those guys buying from that movie place,
Yeah.
I might have picked up a lot more. Like,
I bet.
like this was cleaned, museum displayed. Like I can't even emphasize it properly how amazing this stuff was.
Yeah, we would probably never see that at the auction that Serge and I go to. Like,
Well, so this guy, like you said, the guy that was the collector, the TV people knew of him, and they knew that he passed or
They
something.
not
Right?
only knew of him,
Oh,
they had
they bought.
rented stuff from him in
Okay.
the past for shows.
Yeah.
So they
Okay.
knew who he was, and that's why they were there.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
they
that's
told me personally. Like that's what they told me. So
at least they didn't buy everything. I've seen auctions where, geez, some guys it's like bam, bam, bam. It's like, but then some of them just
dude,
buy all the
they
garbage.
probably bought. It felt like they were buying everything, but no, there was a lot of people there, and probably things just went above their what they were willing to pay too, right?
Well, if they, because I know like some companies they just rent out, right? That show that was on TV there, the demolishers down up in, and the guy opened in near Owen Sound or Aurelia. One of the guys worked for demolition, and they used to have a barn, and then he opened his selling shop in the old Aurelia CP station, and so people used to rent stuff just for, and they paid good for just renting. So if you buy some for $100 and you rent it 10 times for 200, but you need the
Yeah,
room.
if you got those contacts, like
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to hold on to it,
No.
and because you're not holding on to one thing unless it's like a car or something crazy like that. But I mean, it still takes up a lot of room, right? So you have
They,
to have it organized in good shape. So I would rent to them, but I would also sell it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like if
Well, I'm sure they have a big warehouse of props and stuff, because the people used to go to this store.
I'm sure they do for sure.
Like between the designers from Toronto and the Muskoka, people that paid designers to go shop for them, like you guys can make money down that way for sure. It's
Well, that's the thing. It's like if you have the connections and you have
yeah,
if you have the way of constantly renting your stuff out, it's totally worth it. But if
yeah,
you're like, you know, you got one contact, and I guess you got to start somewhere. But I just think most of the stuff that you're going to hold on to is not going to be required,
Yeah.
that often,
but
unless it's like a car or something.
you just made that contact, and then I'm sure in that industry there's other shows or movies that they're it's like us
Dude,
resellers,
I just
pickers.
want to sell to them. That's
Yeah, yeah,
what
but
it
I
is.
mean, they can pass. They can let other show knows or other movie productions. Hey, this is a good spot to get this stuff. And then I met this guy Scott. Blah blah blah. And
Well,
then
if it works that way,
yeah,
I kind of I see where you're coming from, but I because I thought about this, and then I'm also thinking, well, they don't really want other people to know they're sourcing, right? Like,
eh,
right,
yeah,
if they're going looking for something, but they've told 10 other companies and they've came and bought it all up, or all of a sudden it could also push the prices up if the demand's there too, right? So,
yeah. It could.
right,
Yeah,
so I'm
it
like,
would work against them, I guess.
but I did think about what you were saying, and then I thought, maybe they don't talk about it too much, right? So
But I'm sure they're going to be shopping more often at
yeah, for
your
sure,
booth, your
I
antique
guarantee it
store,
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
well,
but
just by
great.
talking to the
people
guy
coming
behind
back.
you made you money, right? Because they
What's
went to your
that?
booth.
What's
Just
that?
by talking to those people at the
Right.
auction
Yeah.
made you money because they went to the booth.
Yeah.
So
Well, they
And
bought one
they'll
lamp that I had 135 on. So
and they'll keep going, you know.
yeah,
I'm
periodically, for
sure.
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
So are they like a private company that buys for that show or rents, or do they work for the actual production
Um,
all the time?
I don't know for sure. I kind of had a feeling. I had a feeling that they were like a private company, but they were
Yeah.
working for that production at the like. That's the one they were talking about. But when he says, "Is this going to be on Murdoch Mystery?" He said, "No," but that tells me that they're buying for other stuff too, right?
Must be, yeah.
I'm assuming, but
Okay, so that's probably it, because that's a cool thing that to buy. I was excited when there was the design, or the guy, that the stylist for that band I was telling you, Carl, that bought the pins for, and he said they'll be at the Juno on their jackets, but it didn't win the Rock Band of the Year, so I didn't see them. But that's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's fun.
It's called, they were called the Blue Stones. They're two guys out of Windsor, and they were up for Canadian Rock Band of the Year, and their stylist was from Ohio, and then he bought a whole bunch, like a strange melange of stuff, and he says some of these will go on their outfits when they're at the Junos, but it's not like the Oscars. They don't have like a red carpet where you see all the people. So I didn't see them, and I gotta send him a message, see if he send me some pictures. But
Serge, I got a
yep,
question for you. We were
yep.
talking about this. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I think it was last week. And you speak a couple of words that are French, right? So I'm
Just
assuming you know the French language very
oh
well.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if a guy like me who has absolutely no ability to speak French at all, I would love to be able to speak another language.
Hmm.
But listen, I just wasn't born with that ability. Um,
I was
if
just
I
born in
go
the right
to
spot.
Montreal,
Yeah,
let's say I go
let's
to a flea market,
let's
would
shoot.
um probably we can say Lachute, but let's say other things where it's stronger French speak, like more French speaking than
Well,
English.
Three Rivers. That's pretty. Trois Rivers, I heard, is pretty
Like,
Yeah.
good.
would you find it difficult for me to get a good deal, or if I was going yard sailing in those areas, like driving
Well,
through,
I you
or
know
like
like
would there be some biased?
well
I don't mean negatively, but they're like, I don't
see.
know. I'm gonna like
I personally don't judge people if they can't speak the language, because my wife's Anglophone and she speaks Parisian French better than me. And we had an experience in Montreal store where the girl said something because my wife and I were speaking in English, and I have a French accent, obviously. And she said something to the other employee, and my wife understood exactly, and she turned around and spoke to her in French. The girl was rude, but my experience, like with somebody that's beside me that's only speaks English at Lachute and other French places, because a lot of those guys go around and they understand it's money. If they want to make money,
that,
they understand.
yeah.
And I didn't see that bias, but I guess the further you move from Montreal up the way, maybe midway, like Troy, yeah, it might be a little bit tougher to, but most people when they see money and they want to sell something, they'll find a way. But
Money
I,
is the
I
universal language. Yeah.
oh yeah, I mean there's some guys in Lachute that can't speak a word of English, but I've seen pink people, and then I've translated for some of them, for Bill sometimes, and it's not a problem. I don't see it myself, but I'm French, but with somebody that speaks English beside me and they don't know that I'm French for the first time, I see them do deals, with hand gestures, 500, they're there to make money. And most people, like, I mean, there's a minority in every language or every ethnicity that's they just want to be the grind you to the
No,
ground.
no,
But
I don't
I
mean it
don't
like
think
that.
no, no,
I
no,
just
no,
mean like
but
if you're in a rural area here, like in Ontario, and you see
yeah,
somebody that's kind of flashy and obviously from the
exact
city, from
yeah.
Toronto or something like that, there could be a bit of a bias. Or if you get somebody from the
Oh
country
yeah.
going into the city, there can be a bit of a bias. I just wondered if you would, especially if you have the ability to speak English and French, like you can
Yeah.
really, you know, I just wondered if there would be bias in the
Yeah.
reselling form, not in any other way. I mean, just in
Uh,
reselling, like this guy, he should have lots of money, or that, I don't know, that kind of thing.
well, see, I've seen guys that speak French and they're dealing with somebody French there, and the guy, he's got like a stack in his hand like this.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
no, if they see that, they're
yeah,
not gonna, So
yeah.
it's about presentation and discreet. I haven't seen it myself, but because money talks. But if you're flashing like some guys like that, I'm like, come on,
Like
I,
I honestly find I do better if I just wear like this dirty old hat and a
ex-
hoodie, and I just go
exactly.
in there and I just talk very like low key. You know what I mean? I
I
don't like Steph. She'll dress to the nines. She'll get up 2 hours early to have a shower and get all
oh
ready or
no, no,
whatever,
no.
and she'll dress up. And I'm like,
Stay in
Screw
the
that,
car.
man. I'm not even showered. I'm putting on some jeans and
Okay.
a
I thought
hoodie
I thought
and
she did that for garage sales.
yeah, like that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
And
no.
I find I don't know. I find that probably to be the best. I don't like even showing the truck because sometimes it looks too new and too expensive, right? Like
Oh, I know.
I'll just right. So I like to kind of I don't know. Like I remember this one guy. Like he brought this old car. I think the muffler was off. The brakes were grinding. They weren't even squeaking. They were grinding. So, and he pulls up and he was trying to buy stuff for 25 cents, 50 cents, and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And I think he kind of got away with it,
Yeah.
but I don't think that was an image. I think that was really his
It's
situation.
yeah.
And
Or some of them are very frugal, you know. There's a
yeah,
lot of Dutch. There's a lot of Dutch in our
Well, the Dutch
area.
are notoriously frugal.
Well, at the flea market, there's tons of them,
you
and
mean
there's one
The Dutch in Ottawa are as frugal as the Dutch here?
in North Dundas. No, well, the North Dundas here where I am, there's a lot of Dutch,
It's
Yeah,
a
and they
stereotype,
are
which I found to be true.
it's totally true.
and
And
they're
I
you
have
know
Dutch
they
friends, so I like I could say that this is a very European. There's Dutch in Belgium, and there's a lot of that
well, that's what
farming
they say.
community
Going
here.
Dutch, you pay your own way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's not my way, you know.
Yeah.
If I take out when I took out my wife, I'm like, no, we're not. You know, I'm inviting you. I'm not gonna. But yeah,
Listen,
that's the
listen. It's
expression.
these are new. This is a new era. It's equal rights.
Well, yeah, if they want, yeah, if they want. Oh, my daughter's totally like she's very independent. It's
Yeah.
just, but no, there's one guy, Casey, and I know he's got money. He had a truck. Like people see me coming in one year with my brand new Bronco. Well, I don't have the super duper Bronco. I got the Sport, which is the basic, and like some guys, their Silverado is like cost them double plus of what mine cost. So, but they see a shiny car, but I tell them right away what my wife and I do is I said I'm the buyer, and I said this is what we do. So I'm looking to buy bulk most of the time, you know, and
Yeah.
but sometimes just to get in the door, it took me about a year or two to get in the door with some of these guys, and now they come to me.
Well,
There's Tim,
and
there's Tim, you know,
that's another interesting thing. Like sometimes
yeah,
it takes a while to build a
oh,
rapport with people too, right?
exact, yeah,
So they're going to let their guard down,
that's it.
not of any biases, but just being just being a stranger. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
And you know, I know what some of these guys collect. Like there's a guy Ed and his wife. They collect dairy. That's in the North Dundas region. So he always asks me. I said I never find them because he usually beats me. You know, to the garage sales or whatever. He does more estate sales. But I said when I do, you'll know. And it's like Pete with you know, he looks for red lines, but only the red line hot rods type of stuff, and then like models, and he'll even buy models that are open because he makes, you know, he cannibalizes the kits and makes his own
Get back. Yeah.
yeah, you know. So so now I know what to look for him and he knows for me. So he made me, like my wife and I are gonna probably, you know, I don't know how much, but it'll be in the thousands by the time we're done. But I mean, we've already sold out of there, just roughly in my head, out of pins, $150 out of pins after fees, and then plus the go. So you know, it's and I gave a lot away to my friend at the store. All the cancel culture, like there was a SS helmet pin. There was the other ones were Confederate flags. I had a bunch of Confederate flag pins. You can't put that on eBay. And then the other ones I like. They were still in the package. Red Man chewing tobacco. And I know from Commonwealth Picker, he got a Red Man sign taken off because it's basically an Indian chief. So they don't like that on eBay. And their AI is being stupid, stupid, stupid. Uh, you know, I had the problem with the military that stopped, touch wood, and then it started with the RCMP pins because the pins is like the badge, the act. So I spent a half hour.
I had CNR and CPR.
Police?
No,
No.
trained keys for locks,
Yeah.
Really?
and they took them off.
No.
Yeah, I had
Really?
three of
Oh,
them.
I
I
see.
had
I've
three of
never
them.
thought. Oh, that's great. I know the police thing, but it took two levels of I had to beat the AI on on the phone on a Sunday and finally get an agent, and then the agent sent me to another agent, and then they escalated and they said within 72 hours you'll have your answer, and I said, well, I don't trust that because they always say that, but this time they came through the next day and put the listings back on. 'Cause I said your AI looks at the picture, obviously it doesn't read or see the ruler where there's a ruler showing it's a little half-inch pin and they knock it off. So I tried it the next day after I got the appeal done. I put another one, bam, within an hour they sent it off again. So like I'm waiting now for it's just quite a headache. If it looks too much like a badge, or the actual what a badge or the cap badge looks like, they'll do it every time. So it's gonna be, do I bother with it, or for the little bit of money I get, 677, or do I keep talking to eBay and waste my time? So
Well,
that's
I mean, I don't know why they have these like super strict reasons. Like it can't be a politically correct thing because like nobody cares about a cap badge, but yet they still flag them, right? Like,
Yeah, well, it's in the States that they have. I thought they had with the Canadian government, but when you read the policy, when they refuse something, you read the policy and it's American government. They say they own them, so that's how they use that. But then because it's American company, apply it to us because we're open to sell everywhere, right? So I didn't know. I sent two decks of cards. They were Russian souvenir cards, brand new. I found for 50 cents each, and I sold for $40. And it went to United Kingdom, and I got a thing from eBay, unable to process your order. I guess once at the hub, they tried to do the paperwork, and I don't know. I guess United Kingdom must have an embargo on sanctions on Russian stuff, so they let us keep our money, and they gave the buyer the money, and then eBay keeps the cards. And it happened also with a little goalie, a CCCP goalie pin
huh?
that was from Russia, made
Really?
in Russia. They did the same.
Well,
It's all
So I'm
AI
worried
stuff at
now. I'm
the
worried now because I've got a bunch more. So if that happens a lot on EIS, is that gonna? Because it says it doesn't bother our account, but will it? You were talking about that before. If you
yeah.
get a lot of return, like people refusing stuff, and eBay eats the money, like is that in the end going to affect us? Like it's kind of.
I would think so.
I hope not, because it's. I don't want to
Because
take
I would
the.
just message that guy and say, "Hey, listen, we got a good little thing going here. Just keep ordering them, and then eBay keeps paying you."
Yeah. But then
Right?
eBay sees the message. Hey, I don't have his info. I had a couple people this week says, "Oh, what's your email or phone number?" I said, "Nay, I can't say that." So, because eBay picks it up and they can zap put
Yeah.
you in detention for that. So, it's
And eBay's
what
had enough problems lately. They were
uh
down a few times this week, eh?
yeah, and then I had problem with my email. The Outlook with Microsoft was down. I didn't know till later. I kept trying to put my trying to
Must be
check
bad.
my yeah. It was like I wasn't getting any email, and then it
But
said
eBay was definitely down. Like there were 2 days where it was
uh,
down for like half a day. I couldn't log in. Did you notice that, Scott?
I
Well,
didn't.
I didn't have a problem, but I did get a message saying we understand that there's technical difficulties and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and that there was something about if this affects your metrics or anything, we're there to protect.
Yeah, there was they
Okay,
were down good for like you couldn't log in or
But
anything. So,
I
what
never I didn't
when
have that issue.
no.
what time? I never had that issue, but we do till about noon, and then we start the next day at about 6. So between 6 and noon, like we do orders. like we place, and I never saw anything on that, but I heard
Yeah.
about it, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
It was
I don't
definitely happened. It was I think maybe Monday afternoon or something, and then Sunday or something. Like didn't bug me too much, but people, were upset because people couldn't obviously not buy if the site is down, and it was
But it's hard
.com
to
and .ca. So
it's hard not to have conspiracy theories. Like I was telling you, Carl, when they started uh, delisting our military, like for 3 weeks we had like less than half our usual weeks,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden it's all clear, and we get a great week, and then we got the other ones again, and then we lose. Maybe it's just a conspiracy, maybe it's just weird, but uh, I guess it is what it is. You can't tell what. I don't understand algorithms or whatever they talk about, but I just keep listing. We're over 3,000 now, so
so I have a question for you guys. So
yeah.
this weekend, garage sales are really starting up. I'll actually go out.
Hmm.
It's gonna rain.
No,
Do you guys bother going out if it's raining?
not me.
No, Scott.
No.
If there's a town wide nearby, I'll go
Yeah,
because people will have them set up in their garage. But
yeah,
I'm not going to go far distance,
Like there's a
and like far distance meaning like it used to be like say half an hour, but I will travel to like Simcoe, Delhi, which is probably an hour from here, but that's because I'm familiar with those areas. But yeah, if it's
there's
going to have a town wide and it's a rain, I'll probably still go. Two things happen. First of all,
yeah.
obviously there's less yard sales, but people do have them in their garages,
yes.
and there's less competition because a lot of people don't go out.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people, when there's a big town one like in Merrickville, Carl, this is this Saturday. A lot of them, like Scott says, even in nice weather, they have it in the garage, and then they put some laneway, and then they have the tents in the laneway because it's such a big, big thing. We went last year. We did well on the outskirts of town, but then it got too crazy in town. Like, people with wagons, you're trying to get through there, try to park. It's
I've done those type
yeah,
of town wides. I've
yeah.
done those by 9, maybe even maybe I'll go to 10 if it's a bigger town, but because by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, it just gets packed. But I get there like
Yeah.
6:30, quarter to 7, start hitting. Even though I'm getting to people's houses, I like say 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, you missed any antiques collectibles?
Oh
Oh,
yes.
you missed it. They were here at 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, but yeah, so I'm usually done when people got the wagons and the car lineups and everything. I'm usually gone before that happens.
The diehards are, even in the rain, will try when they know an area. Because I, like last year, we had ours here in the town wide, and I'm sitting here at 5:45 in the morning doing eBay stuff, and I see, Kevin, the bearded guy at the flea market. He goes by up the street at 5:45 because I had a sign. I'm like, I ain't getting out there at 5. I'm out there at 6:30, but putting stuff out. But these people are there, like, and that's how they make the killing. Like Scott says, you get there at
You,
6.
Oh
yeah, you
man.
have to get there early. Now, when I had my yard sales, what I like to do is set up the Friday.
Yeah,
I put a lot of the stuff in the backyard, and then I'll have stuff ready to move in boxes along the driveway. Maybe a table or two to put up quickly, but for the most part, along the driveway, I just move the vehicles off the driveway and I put boxes there so people know we're having a yard sale. But everything else, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I put in the back. So I was thinking about this weekend having a yard sale, and it showed all week nice. The only day it was going to rain was 40% on Saturday. So I'm like, 40%. Usually it's a drizzle or it's gone by quick or
yeah,
something like it's not going
Yeah.
to affect it. And sometimes even at 40%, will by the time Saturday comes, it's gone. You know what I mean? It's zero. Like there's no rain.
yeah.
So
That's
I'm
it.
like, I'll do a yard sale. I'd rather do it now where there's not much out there because I feel like I'm missing if I do it when there is stuff out there.
Yeah,
Anyway, and then all of a sudden it changed like on a Thursday or Friday. I can't even remember now. I think it was Thursday night. I'm like 80%.
Oh,
And I'm like,
what?
you got to be kidding me. So, and it was going to start at 10 p.m. on
Oh,
Friday. So
oh,
I
yes.
and go to like 11 it actually rained pretty much the whole day. But I can't put nothing out in the backyard. I can't set up.
No.
And
No.
I like setting up the nights before for the reason that those people come early, they start seeing you set up. Well, you can't set up. You
Well,
gotta
Scott,
always you gotta be pre set up.
Scott, why don't you just have it in your garage?
It's full.
It's full. And I know you're kidding, Carl, but the last time we did that, we opened up the garage and people
Yeah.
were digging into stuff I didn't want them to dig.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that,
the
I
thing.
didn't think of that. Yeah.
Right?
You're-
Like I didn't mind bringing stuff out, but as I'm trying to bring stuff out, people are walking in.
Yeah, people were walking around our table that were blocking, like and they say, "Oh yeah, what about that? What about that?" And I watch YouTube in the States, and a lot of people in Florida, and they got the epoxy garage floor, and they got the Mustang in the on the lawn, and what they do is they put like sheets to hide their walls because people are trying to, because
Well, you don't know, and when you're kind of there, everything kind of looks for sale.
Well, that's it.
You know, if you don't listen, I went to my first yard sale of the year, and I'm like pointing to different things on the wall, and he said, "Well, it wasn't intended to be for sale, but I'll sell it to you." Yeah,
well,
like
why not?
Pepsi light, light box with a Pepsi sign in it. I got for $20. I'm gonna put $150 on it and throw it in the booth.
Wow.
Right? Like
you never know, because
if you don't ask or you don't attempt
exactly.
it, right? And then there was something else on the other wall that I was interested in, and he goes, "No, that's my wife. She won't want to sell that." So, okay, but
and a lot
for sale as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, it's asking, and I usually ask. My first thing is, do you have any pins? And I have to start wearing one on myself because some people aren't sure. I say lapel pin, that's old, Some people call them pin backs. So I have to start, and then I say, oh, just a sec, and then they'll go and find, just like guys ask, do you have video games, or are you selling, oil lamp, or railway stuff? And if you don't ask, you don't. And then sometimes they want to change the decor in the garage, the guys, and they'll say it gives them an excuse to go look for something else to put in there, So,
and you never just by engaging in conversation, you never know what comes out, right? Like, my buddy's clearing out his parents' house or whatever the situation is, you can end up sometimes scoring something else on the side. So it's always good to try to create a conversation.
Did you already do was it your nephew's?
No, that's tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. And we're just going to sort it. And then the following weekend, there's a large town wide. And that's where we're going to end up selling it. So,
wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Like $600 for a locker.
No. They have 2 lockers. That's $600. So it's $300 a piece.
Wow. See, here, my daughter had one, 10 by 20 here in our Dundas. It was $181.
Yeah, but I think these are 10 by 30s. They're quite large, big, and they're full. Like, one's got a Harley in it and a bunch of other stuff. Like, he's got some stuff, right? So I just haven't seen the one with the Harley in it because they didn't have the key. But I'll see everything tomorrow.
So you get kind of a first pick type of thing too, I guess, or first choice.
I'm not gonna pick.
No.
Well, I just don't want the feedback of he bought it for $10 and sold it for $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When it's
I don't
family,
care what other people do. I'm gonna set them straight. Like, you want this stuff gone. This is what we need to do, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna pull out the big ticket items.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that's good auction stuff, like stuff that's going to bring money in auction, or stuff that maybe we can sell differently, we'll pull that to the side. But a lot of this stuff is going to be $5 to $100, and we got to price it accordingly. So because you're losing money otherwise. If you're just storing it because you don't want something for $10, that's $50. Well, by the time 10 months comes around, you've actually not only just lost the value in that, you've now bought it yourself. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
that's it. My daughter, like they had staged their house, and the stepson has a ton of stuff. He's got double because divorce, and he kind of a little hoarder. So they had a bunch of stuff in this, and she'd been paying maybe 10 months. So and now they're gonna have a garage sale and try to recoup some of that. And the other day she said that's it. They went and got a U-Haul, and they had to do 2 trips, but they emptied it. So
yeah.
because it's just sitting there. I don't understand. Like I told a guy at the flea market, Pierre, I said, let us in, bring us to your storage locker. He's got some, like he buys cool stuff,
Well,
and
this guy will definitely have some stuff there. I don't know how much, but I mean, unless you're actually gonna put it on eBay, which they're gonna
yeah,
take 30%, you're gonna
yeah,
put it in
oh
the
yeah,
antique booth, which is 25-30%.
yeah,
Like, or you're gonna store it somewhere and
yeah.
sell
That's
it yourself on Facebook Marketplace, or you know, like you can't realistically expect. Even if you go to auction, you might not get what it's worth first of all, and then you're paying 30% on top of
yeah,
that,
yeah.
plus listing fee.
Now
So,
auction, do you have a in at an auction? Because I know it's kind of hard here.
like
I'd like.
like an in what way?
Well, that you can, do they take anybody, or is it certain people they'll just take your lots to sell, or
So I'm kind of, I guess I have a connection to a couple, but
that's what I mean.
the
Yeah.
two that I'm gonna really sell my stuff on, it's a bit of a drive.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a it's it's over an hour drive,
Oh, wow.
but do I get more money selling it there? Yes. But by the time you do the drive,
Yeah, and
they
all the
take
work.
such a chunk off. Like it's easily 40%. By the time you, like, say you take 50 items
Mm,
and you even it all out, and then you take what it's all that sold for, and then you take their commission off, you lose about
wow.
40%. Am I losing 40% on every item? No, because something might have sold for $200.
Yeah.
So it dilutes that percent. But then something else sold for $5 and it cost me four to list it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but if you average everything out, and even now and then there's a item or two that might not sell. Um,
But
Rarely happens, but anyway,
it makes a big dent in your pile. That's the
it
only
makes a
good
dent in
thing.
the pile, but it's a big 40% chunk. Now, the other
Yeah.
one that I've sold might get a little less money, but they seem to take less off, so it kind of evens out, and it's half an hour drive at most. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
okay. Oh,
So,
that's yeah.
so if you look at all that kind of stuff, um, but anyways, those are the basic ones where I try to unload some stuff. Those are the ones I've used just for unloading it.
Okay.
So,
No,
yeah, if
I
I
was
wanted,
wondering because it's like we don't have anything very close here, and I told my friend at the shop because he's got so much stuff. He says I don't know anybody that does this, so, and I know
oh,
that the
they're
one.
around. They're
Yeah.
around here for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. There's even one in St. Thomas that I haven't used that I could use. I've talked to them on the phone, but I was in Simcoe at the time, so that
Oh,
was
the
an hour the
one,
opposite going this way. Now I'm going back. So
the one with the Murdoch mystery guys. That's where. Okay, I get it.
no, well, that's fine. That's fine if you want to say that. That's fine. Um, Carl,
That,
before we get
Oh,
in,
I'm still here.
before we
yeah,
get
yeah.
into
Comments.
comments, what was your week like, dude?
Yes.
You're asking. You guys are going to talk. You're asking
Sorry,
me
sorry,
questions
buddy.
now.
You know me.
I
I can talk your
I thought
ear
I was
off.
just here to watch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Nothing happened. No, the weekend
No,
was good.
I saw some laser discs being sold Sunday.
The weekend was good. I was like, not a record, but close to it. So,
Oh,
no, it was really good. I really think getting rid of shit, to be honest, and having stuff move around has made a big difference. So,
Did you list the Dungeons and Dragons?
no, because I'm upset about that.
You're
So
still crying
I
on
put
that
that in
one?
the pile of shame somewhere.
I was there when he got it.
Yeah, I know you distracted me, made me
No,
buy
no,
crap.
I said no
blame
word,
you
which is
completely. It was all your fault.
no. I sat there quiet and I asked you questions later because I try not to get in on a deal. I learned that.
I appreciate that because some people don't.
No,
Beta,
it's hard
I
to shut me up, but I know the etiquette
you shut
where
up. Yeah, shut up. That's the rule, right?
okay, yeah.
But I've honestly seen, like,
Oh,
I'm not going to name them, but
your
I've
friend
seen
Tim,
people get in between a deal.
your
And it's like,
friend
that
Tim.
is a very basic rule is you do not get between two people making a deal. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're going to get a reputation and you're going to get people pissed off, right?
So give me an
Well,
example of what you're talking about, Carl. Because
Two
it
people were making a deal to buy, like one person was selling, one person was buying,
right,
right?
it happened.
This person came in and said, hey, if you ever get this stuff, come to me first because I'm interested. As these
That's
people are
just
making a deal. If you
that-
want to say that,
right in front of you. I've
if you
seen
want to
it.
say that, listen, if you
Yeah.
want to say that, don't do it during the deal. Okay. If you
Yeah.
want to go later and talk to one of these people, sure. Okay. But you don't get between two people who are negotiating. That's bad etiquette. Etiquette.
I would have said something bad about that person. I would have said, yeah, you want them to go to you first because you're gonna steal it from them. At least I'm gonna pay something proper.
You got to be
No, so
quick,
you
and
want to
that's
go
a
to
good
that
one,
guy,
Scott.
you pay the consequences.
That's
And I
good,
would have said
Scott.
it so that guy heard.
Yeah.
And then I would have went to him and said, fuck, I would have said something to him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
So
it's rare that it happens, but I have
Okay.
seen it, and I was upset about it. I was not in any of the deal. I was just there. But it's like, wow.
sometimes you got to put people in their place like that because you know what I mean. Dude, I would have said something.
Well, they're the ones that give us a bad name in a way, like the guys on YouTube, they'll say, oh, you took that grandmother's thing for $1.
Right.
Well, that's what she wanted. I gave her the $1 she wanted.
yeah, but
but
he's or she, I'm assuming a he,
yeah.
but this person is being they're not complaining about what you're doing. What they're doing is trying to manipulate the situation so that person goes to them rather than you. They're trying to take business from you. And I think that's a big no-no, especially in the heat of the negotiation.
I think it backfires most of the time, the ones I've seen.
Well, regardless if it backfires or not, it's still it's not good etiquette, and it's interfering. It's interfering with Carl's business, right? Like, I lose my mind on that crap.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I had nothing to do with any of the parties in this case, but I would get very upset. And I have told people,
that guy, I would 100% do that every single time. You know what? I'll pay you double whatever he's paying you. You figure it out. Come over, talk to me. I would have done it in his face 1,000 times.
Yeah, it's
right? Or careful with this guy because he'll take you to the cleaners. You make sure that you get what you want and you don't screw this. I would have every single time I go into his booth and I would be saying that. And then when that person is gone, I would say something like, "See what happens? You mess with me, this is what you get."
Yeah.
And I would have been mad. I would have been mad.
It's when you're playing with, it's for some people do it for fun just to, but you still want to make money, and then they come in and then they try to undercut you, and with a straight face. It's just like it happened to me, and the guy, uh, Carl. I think I was telling you I was buying a knife and with Steve, and I really like the knife, and he tells me this price, and then this guy comes over and he says, "Oh, you can't sell that on eBay." And you should have. The guy that I was doing the deal with just threw his hands in the air because they've had issues before. And I said, "Steve, I'm going to buy it at the price you told me, anyways, because I know I can't sell it on eBay now. I forgot, but I have somebody that likes that type of knife. So I gave them the money. And then the person started apologizing profusely, but it was like, dude, stay out of it, you know?
Yeah,
And,
you know
and
what they
it's
say,
like,
it takes years to build a reputation and minutes
well,
to destroy it,
some
right?
people at the flea market have a reputation that
They do. Yeah.
a lot of people walk by their booth because of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, and a lot of times they're the ones that say, oh, I made this kind of money. But anyways, it's about you now, Carl. Laser
But
disc.
if the guy, like, this is the way it works. If I know someone really sells bottles or something, and I got something good, I'm going to return that deal that I just got, and I'm going to go to that person and say, "Hey, I know you collect this, you know,
Yeah.
or sell this. Like, I can do a better deal on it for you, like whatever." If the guy wanted it, I would have given it to him.
Yeah.
But don't come and interfere with a business deal. Don't
No.
try to manipulate my dealings and turn it into your favor. Like, because of that, like, I don't know. To me, I think I go over and above to be on the good side of things. And when somebody comes in and disrespects me like that, I I probably go 100% too far the other way. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you know, it's like, Carl, when when you're looking through a bin, at Bill Opens Bins, and when he was inside and people you're looking at a bin and there's another one there and they come into yours. Like, I don't own the bin. You don't own the bin, but I would say to them, are you done, or are you looking at that? If you see something, instead of just grabbing it under your nose type of thing, because you're already sorting through it, you know.
It can be awkward because like
Well, you know what I'm
it
talking
brings in a
about,
very
right?
primitive part of our
It's
it brings our reptile brain in a little
dog
bit.
eat dog. Yeah, I
Hey,
know.
Yeah,
I,
and that
I
can
back people off. If I remember looking at a pile of magazines, there were vintage music magazines, Kiss and Led Zeppelin and stuff was on there. And a guy's trying to look through them while I'm looking through them.
Oh,
And I'm like, buddy, I'm here. I'm looking at these first. When I'm done, you can look.
that happened at La Chute.
And that's the way it's going to
Just
be. And
yeah.
if you want to make an argument out of it, push it.
I
You know
had
what I
that
mean?
just remind me, I had that happen at a thrift store. I was looking through manga books,
Oh, ooh,
and the guy went right behind my head and started reaching around me.
what?
Like literally, I just grabbed all of them on the shelf that I hadn't looked through yet, and I put them in my cart. I just took them all because it's like I'm not gonna have you one right behind my head
That
like that
that
or reaching
that
through. And
yeah.
the guy said,
That's
"Oh," or like, and I said, "Well, you're free to look at all these other ones." He said, "Oh, I want to look at those." And I said, "Well, there's all these other ones over here to the left that I've already looked through." And he's like, "No, I don't
that's
want to look
why
through those. He
that's
wants to
why I
look
got
through
here
what I haven't
before
looked
you.
through yet, right?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, aren't you going to share?" I was like, "No, man, I'm not going to share."
Not in this
Right?
case.
It's like I wouldn't do that to someone else. So, anyways, I that got burned to my head. So,
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
I went a little bit too far in the magazines, dude,
yeah,
because I ended up buying all of them.
they were crap.
No. I still haven't. I still got them over there. I haven't gone through them, but I bought all of them just to spite them. Right? If I sleeve them, put them in the booth, I could put $5-10. I think I paid $10 for the. This is the same yard sale that I got that silver car for
Yeah,
$2.
yeah.
Oh
It was
wow.
the same group, so everything was pretty well priced. But
Actual silver.
sterling silver.
Whew.
But it's just the principle of if somebody wants to push,
Exactly.
I'm going to push back. And the harder you push, the harder I'll push back.
Have you done that bidding at auctions?
Auctions are different though because there's
Uh,
like to each their own at an auction, right? Because it's like,
Well, yeah,
you know,
for sure. You're there for the same game,
but
right?
that time I went the second time at that auction, there was a bunch of native First Nation stuff, and the guy got really aggressive. He was sitting in the mid, and then he got up and he just kept his number in front of him and walked right up front with it,
Yeah.
as if saying, "I dare you, ask," you know. And so that's where I overpaid on one thing just to piss him off, because
And then you end up
because
getting burned, right?
because he did that. It was just like
That's the problem. I know.
okay, you bid, sit there and bid, but you're walking in front, and it's like it's as if you may as well pull your thing and show that you got a Glock on you or something. But he's like turning and he's showing his number and he's just holding it up. The guy keeps going like, oh, okay, so the
I've
next
done that. I've held up when I have a number in my mind. And I don't
exactly.
want to go dun, 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 for like 30 minutes. I'll just hold it up saying,
Yeah.
But standing
But I'm
up
not
and
gonna walk
walking,
up and block
like,
the
no, I'm
view
not
and
going to
all
do that.
Yeah.
walking up. I don't think you were there that time. It was walking
No.
up to the stage. I'm like, huh? I gotta work on that. But I only did it once, but
I do understand why people do like the head nod or whatever.
yeah.
Because when I go, and I told Sales this, and my friend John goes, it's like I don't even want to sit with you guys.
Oh, you sit in front of me.
I do, and I regret it every time.
Yeah, that's a plan on my part. I keep you a seat because
I
you get
know.
there late,
You and
and then
Bill.
you're right in front of me, and then I see where you put your number up or you
Because
not.
sometimes we're bidding on the same stuff,
No, I won't do
and
that.
I see. I will bid it. That's the problem. Is I
Oh,
don't
you
want to do
bastard.
that. Like I've had no, you're not getting. Yeah, because I don't want to go all that way and not bid.
I know.
Because my friend might be interested in the same thing. Like this is not why I'm here. Like this is.
No,
I'm not going to like upbid you.
no,
But I'm not
that's the
going to
thing.
like. Oh, I'm just going to ignore all that gold in the pins because you're the pin guy. Like I want that gold too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you
like,
missed that one.
yeah.
So
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not gonna overbid. Like I always watch for John, and Bill sits beside me, and you, if you're in front when I'm there, I don't overbid.
See, I'm going to bid against you. That's the problem, right? Like if I'm spending 3 hours getting
I
there,
get it.
I'm not just going to sit there.
I get it. It's an hour and a half to get there for me. So
in that case, it's
yeah.
dog eat dog, right?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, we buy
I can see
different.
Scott's just waiting to say something. Go
well,
ahead.
well, there is a strategy for this.
Right.
If you guys want the same thing, you come out with an agreement.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Carl, you bid, you take it at such and such. Go ahead and take your gold out, and then you've bid, you pay, and then your deal is so Siraj doesn't bid you up, you give him the rest of the pins for free.
Yeah, it's
like
it's
you bought them, so you cherry pick your stuff, and then the rest goes for free. Something like that. I don't know. You come up with an agreement, or you can just bid. I don't.
But
Like,
I also
I'm thinking of a big bag of pins or a box of pins.
Yeah,
that's all I'm thinking about because there's no sense bidding the profits out of what you're going after.
Exactly.
Right.
It's called skill bidding.
Or just say, hey, listen.
No, it's not. That's not.
We'll just cut it in half. We won't even sort them or anything. We'll just cut it in half. You get the right half, you get the left half, whatever, and you just shake it all up and then split them. And then whatever you get. But at least you're not bidding the profits out of each other.
I've seen guys do that at the auction because they, there's a like you say a tray, and one guy likes this, the other guy likes that, so they'll split it.
But
I've done like I've told if you have something, if you're leaving like that day you left, and the only thing you said the cameras, and I made sure I got them and the price, and I didn't overcharge you. I showed exactly what I paid, and you got it for that price. So
because if there's three people and there's a third person you don't know, then
Yeah.
that's off. You guys got to keep bidding. But once he drops out and it's just you two left, that's what I would do.
Oh, it makes to me it makes sense, but I mean it's if you're, I know the guys do that on they go to a garage sale and they call it, they do a draft. They buy everything that they can, so they split up and they buy and then they go to their car and they do a draft. Like you pick this, I pick that. You pick this, I pick that. They say what they spent. They spent about the same thing, and then that's I've seen that a few times on YouTube. The guys.
So what a buddy of mine have when we go to a private pick, and so what we'll do is you pick whatever you want, but if something ends up being like he said 500, I don't care. I'd move it to 1,000 because 500 you can easily get to, but right now the deal was a 500. if you find something like really expensive that we end up getting a good deal on, that then we'll end up selling it and splitting it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So to do the private picks, I mean that's an option that we've kind of come up with.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want not to get into a Maud Lewis situation and then
Yeah.
$30,000 painting. You know, I'd like to get a piece of that.
Like
but
the
that's
other
kind
day,
of like, so there's nothing wrong if you got someone you're partnering with in situations to come up with an agreement, but it's got to be kind of upfront. Like it's not during. You know, I would have some sort of system going up front. Like me and my cousin used to go to the casino, and there's always this jackpot, right? If you hit the jackpot, one guy gets 10%. It's actually not even just the jackpot. It was like when we leave the casino, we give the other guy 10% if we won.
Well, you wouldn't get nothing with me.
You never win.
I always, exactly.
No, but sometimes there's these big jackpots, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So why not 50%? Well, because if it's your turn to hit, like that's very rare, and if you hit, you hit. But if you hit like $700,000, dude, I'm happy with 70 grand, man. 10% of that, I'm okay.
Oh, yeah. That's
right?
That's good. Yeah.
And let the guy that hit it get the big part of it, but it was always 10%. A lot of times it's like $400 or $500, and here's $50, and you know, just little things like that you kind of deal with. So
what was your total, Carl?
It's over 750, so I was pretty happy.
Whoa,
that's really good.
750 for the day.
Yeah,
a lot of so like, you still have a lot of those discs?
Yeah, those are still selling.
But people are still picking through them, so you're not at the point where you're going to bulk them up, type of thing. And right,
I'm almost at the point this weekend. I'm going to be busy because I'm going to get rid of that clothing rack.
Mm-hmm.
That clothing rack is losing me money. Like for the last, I think 9 months since September, I've lost money on that clothing rack every week.
Oh, really?
So let me ask you what the clothing rack is. What's on the clothing rack?
Jerseys.
Mostly from John?
Yeah, I think I have one jersey on there, but yeah.
Okay.
So it's not clothing, it's the type of clothing.
Yes.
So it takes a lot of real estate.
Yeah.
So when you go to yard sales, I wouldn't take the clothing thing out quite yet. Go to yard sales, you're going to see some good jackets. You're going to see Texaco service jackets. You're going to see jackets that have stuff on them that are going to sell well. Could even just be like a Patagonia or something like that, Woolwich or something. But those clothings, that clothing for me is selling like really well.
Well, I can always change my mind.
Well,
but the t-shirts, I like what you did.
Switch it out. Like I think it's the jerseys that could be the problem, as opposed to clothing.
Well, if I had clothing to put there, then I would.
That's my point. Is that you got yard sale season? Start looking for that stuff. Don't just dismiss clothing because it's not doing well. It's clothing. Start looking for it in yard sales, because you pick that up for like under $5 and sell it for $40, $50, $60.
So they picked all the good ones?
Yeah, that's the problem. So I was going to say jerseys used to sell good for me because I track everything, right?
Yeah.
And I can see how they do month per month and how much they're returning and how much net is mine. So and I can see since September that, and I know how much it cost me for that area. I can see that's actually costing me money having that area.
So, I wish I was like you. I don't have the.
Well, it's easy.
Yeah, I know. You analyze that stuff. I can't concentrate on that stuff.
See that right? Wait.
Yeah.
Lazy, right? I'm lazy. This is easy. So
yeah,
it's all automated. It's all automated. I don't sit there doing it. So, anyways,
jeez.
I got the rack there. I'm not getting rid of that. I'm just replacing it.
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna take out, but he can take it to his other booth too, right?
Yeah, he has another booth.
Because different places, it's good to circulate. Like you move stuff. Your booth has gone like this year. You've made so many changes, and it's more inviting to go around, and then you're your little dollies underneath to pull out the. And every time I'm there, you tell people look under, and it works out. It's a great, you're using all the space you can. So
Yeah, because my
obviously,
average Sunday used to be 200,
yeah,
but now, so anyways, like I was saying, I'm gonna get rid of that section. It's not gonna be gone forever. If I get good, like I have a couple jackets, I'll put back, but I'll do it again in 6 months.
I just know that I am so happy with the way clothing is selling.
Right.
And I just think if you got one style of clothing, which is jerseys, that could be the issue as opposed to clothing itself. And when you said it, you said clothing. So I'm like, dude, don't just rule out clothing right now because it's hot. We got people right now that just do clothing and they're doing well.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not.
It is the right clothing. So that you might have to figure out, but I'm thinking you go to an estate or you go to an auction online, usually those clothing lots you can get for a couple of bucks, right? So you might have to sort it, but you just donate it back to thrift store, whatever you don't want. But you can grab a couple things. So I
see,
would,
to me,
and even some of it can do really well online. Like,
but you have to niche in it and have a good setup. Like the people have these boards there on an angle. Because God, I hate like I put a couple things. People say, "Oh, what's the measurement between the armpit to armpit, this to that?" Oh my God, it's just
well, you don't have
so.
to do that in the booth. That's
I
the good.
know that's a good thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
people are there to try it.
or
Or
try it on.
like,
So
what's the difference in size between your average booth and Scott or Carl, the other guy that's talking sometimes?
Oh, I'm 20 by 10.
Oh, okay. But
So are
yours,
you asking? Are you
yeah,
comparing?
yours has got to be bigger, Scott.
Well,
That's what
I
she
have
said.
two.
Wait,
What's that?
nothing.
What are you saying, Carl?
Oh, sorry, jeez, I do that all the time. My friend,
I said that's what
I
she
think,
said, and then I
yeah,
made the joke. Hey, wait a second, because go on, go on, go on.
it's like
I
the
listened to the,
Playboys are a hard sell. We had that
yeah,
happen at the booth when I
they
was
are a
there.
hard sell.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, yours looks. I don't know if it's me. It looks bigger, but you go high, right? In yours, Scott?
Yeah, I guess I go high. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
limited.
I don't. I have two that the one would be they're 18 long.
Oh,
So I kind of took a wall out. So I'm trying to think. So it's like I think it was like 20 by 18 and then 10 by
oh,
18. So it's 30 by 18. And
wow.
that's the upstairs booth. The downstairs is like I think it was 12 by like kind of 12 by 12 ish for the downstairs. I'd have to remeasure it to be honest with you, but I think it's like 12 by 12.
But like, does it get big? Like, because us, it's obviously like Carl. It's always just Sunday, and you're there. But like, is it a constant flow in your store, like on a weekend type of thing, or even during the week?
Not sure what you mean by constant. Like every day's different. Weekends are
Yeah,
obviously better. Um, but it's if you're talking about like sales, is it consistent? It's pretty consistent.
it's weird
Like
how that works, eh?
it's like I mean, we do have obvious months that are better. Like October is probably the best month that we have, but we also have a big town function. Like it's called the Pumpkin Fest. But I mean,
Oh yeah.
they have rides, they have a parade, they have all sorts of stuff. Goes right by the antique store. Everybody comes in. If it rains, the place is packed because
Oh
everybody
wow.
runs inside. Doesn't necessarily mean they're buying, but it's packed.
Yeah.
But I would say October is the best month.
Oh, good.
Christmas is good. I mean honestly, I like I've had a slower month, but I've never really had a bad month.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean that other people haven't had bad months in the store. I know they have. I know sometimes there's people that say they just made rent.
But
But
a lot of times the
for me,
people that they don't change their stuff around enough.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
well, yeah.
that's
I
a lot
mean,
of times. Yeah.
I'm constantly changing the booths and
Oh yeah.
doing stuff in and out.
You see that on Instagram and
But I am also like, okay, it's an antique booth.
yeah.
Garfield plushes from the 70s aren't an antique. but I will, like, for instance, I picked up, oh my God, at an auction for next to nothing. I picked up like 3 clear bags. They weren't quite garbage bags. They were actually, they had sucked the air out of them and they made them actually tight, but they were huge. And I had like 3 of them and I bought them for like $20. Like, it was nothing.
Oh, wow.
Well, I've got so many Garfields. I've sold Garfield plushes online. I've got Garfield plushes here. And I think I put like 15 to 20 in the booth.
Wow.
And one went. And all of a sudden, someone came in like last weekend or the weekend before and bought everything but one. And it was an angel, but it had a little bit of a stain on the foot. So I'm assuming the stain was the game changer. And they were $5, $10, $15 a plush.
That's all right.
Bought them all.
That's all right.
Do they like wrinkle dogs?
Hey, I still have it.
But the thing is, my point was that I will adjust what I'm selling. I'm not gravitating to just one niche. I'll have records. I'll have clothing. I'll have
Pokemon.
a Pokemon. But then I have real antiques too, right? Like, so
and that's the trick.
I think that's the trick. I think if you got people coming by passing your booth because you don't have something to sell them, I think that's the problem. For me, that's the problem. You have to have a little bit of everything for everybody. Because if everybody's walking by your booth and they want pop and you're the guy selling hot dogs, it's not that hot dogs doesn't sell. It's just their clientele are looking for pop.
Yeah.
So if you have pop and hot dogs, they're going to come and buy the pop, and they might grab a hot dog too, right? So does that make sense? I don't know.
It does.
Those booths you have
are like taking, you want to sell what people are looking for.
Yes.
And you don't want people passing your booth. You know what I mean?
And I think that's where your analytical side is good, Carl. Like when you do that, you know where to pivot. The old word pivoting. You know what to put and what to change, and I mean if you
selling.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's helped quite a bit. Like it works for you. I can't even. I barely hold on to a spreadsheet. It's too much thinking. I just like to.
Go. Like, it's just the way I am. But I think there's 2 things too as well. One is that I got stuff that those laser discs are providing a lot of that money, which is great, but could be a blip, right? But I think the other thing was Facebook Marketplace ads that definitely brought in people, like 100% brought in people. And number 3 is just I take pictures every week, and so if something's been there for a year, it's got to go, because I'd rather have an empty spot than a spot filled with something that's been there for a year that hasn't sold. Because if I have an empty spot, I'll fill it. But if it's filled, even with garbage, I won't fill it. So, because some of the people at the market, and I hear it, people complain they get no sales. But I go by their booth, and nothing changes.
The same stuff.
Clear glass.
Yeah.
Cheap pottery.
Yeah.
Tchotchkes.
Yeah.
It's like, and then they complain. It's like, well, when's the last time you actually brought in some nice new stuff?
Yeah, like generic milk bottle.
Yeah.
It's like that market has changed so much in 6 years that I've been going straight since COVID. Like every week
doesn't sell. Like those milk bottles, they used to sell, but now they don't sell.
Yeah.
So if you're still stuck in thinking, that should sell because it did at one time, you're not going to do well.
You got to do like, is it Elsa and Frozen? You got to let it go.
You got to let it go. You got to throw it out.
I'm more interested in stuff that people 50 and under are collecting than 50 and older. Because I'm not saying there isn't stuff older people are buying. I'm just saying the people who are 50 and older have probably collected for a long time. They might be a little more picky, or they might even be selling.
And it's cool to find out, like when young people show up, it's their first time. When I was selling outside, oh yeah, I found this on Marketplace. It popped up on my algorithm or whatever, or on Facebook, and then they're looking for like 70s stuff, and
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
they weren't even their parents were kids then, so they're going back, which is good because some of them are looking for the Pokemon, but some of them are looking for the old video games or the VHS horror or wrestling is stuff that their parents, which is good because like my daughter never was into, and then I started she saw what I pick up, and she says, that going to be in the will? And I'm like, you just have it, like a piece of furniture.
It's
And
not going to be in the will.
yeah, exactly. I'm going to
Just
be the
not
guy
putting their
where
names on stuff. Yeah.
when I pass, I'm going to be the guy that's going to leave my wife in hell.
Yeah. I
With
would.
all,
It's funny. I would say my average customer is actually 50 and under now, and it's not like
yeah,
people 50 and over don't buy from me. It's just that they're actually a small percentage of who are buying from me. But often they
and
want stuff so bloody cheap. I'll give
exactly.
you $2. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks, buddy. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
see, I don't know if I don't know if I see it that way where we are. Like I totally 100% believe you, Carl. What I'm saying is, I think markets are different depending on where you go.
yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't think that's a rule that's etched in stone for everybody. I think it's something
No.
I think that's something that each market shows. Each market is going to be different from.
Or each booth might be different because another
Oh,
booth
yeah.
might have a
Because
different.
I think
clientele,
if you go with those collectors that are over 50, if you have the right stuff, they're going to pay big money,
Yes, I
Oh, yeah.
agree. I
right?
agree. Yeah,
It's hard to find that stuff, let
That's-
alone
Yeah.
sell it. It's hard
That's
to
the
even
problem.
find it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's,
I
and there's
wouldn't
less.
dismiss just everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's stuff that if you get the right stuff, they're going to pay really good money for it. Like definitely over $500
Yeah.
if it's the right stuff.
Well, some guys still have that stuff, but not many. Like Claude around the corner and Bob, they'll and Tim, they'll have some cool old stuff, or Patrick, but
Well, the problem is because
it,
everybody that's into that stuff will buy it, and it doesn't
yeah,
last long.
yeah,
You know, I go back to that croc, that the Stratford croc. I think I talked about it on this
yeah,
show.
Yep.
Like I had that sold before I even had a real chance to even look at it. Like, I mean, I
ooh,
took a quick picture. Is this good? Yep, I've got a buyer for you right now. Here's the number. Give him a call. He knows you're calling. I call
wow,
him, and it was sold over the phone. And I haven't, like, I don't know. Like, the paint hadn't even dried type scenario. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, it was so quick.
that's the best.
That's the best. But it's because it's rare. People are looking for it. But the guy's over 50. You know what I mean? He's over 60. But they want that kind of stuff. So I know what you're saying, Carl, but I wouldn't just dismiss things. I think you
Well, to
just
be
have to
clear,
know what
I'm talking
they're
about my
buying.
booth. I'm just talking about my booth
Right.
and my customers. I'm not talking about
Generic, like everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah. And dude, you're not wrong. If there's a niche there, I would say there is a niche in our store for that type of
Yeah,
person. I just wouldn't isolate it only to that group. Like you just have to find out what each group is buying. That's what I look at.
it'd
But
be interesting.
I think under 50 is completely a big portion of the nostalgia. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The toys, you know, listen, even art that you can find for $5 or less, you can still get $25 to $40 out of the booth because people with new homes are looking for decor or something like that. Like there's a little bit for everybody, and I think that's kind of what I was saying too. Is I don't just gravitate for one area. Not that that's what you're doing, Carl, but I'm just saying like I think there's a large portion of what you're doing out there for
Yeah,
sure.
you
Like
can't
even in
think.
our booth,
You
like
can't
in
think
our
what would I buy. I used to buy stuff that I liked and thinking, but that's not what other people want. You know, you have to diversify, and that's what like Carl's Boots got so many choices that's what you know.
I'm really happy to hear, Carl, that you had one of your best weekends. And for you
Yeah,
to go out to
good.
an estate sale, make a big purchase like that, and for it to be paying off,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Like that's the goal. That's what we all try to strive to do. So
Yeah, I'm
that's good.
hoping to hear back from the person selling the Barbies, but I actually
Oh,
contacted
yeah.
them this week and I said,
Mm.
"Hey, if it's too overwhelming, we can break it down into smaller groupings." And they said, "Yeah, that sounds good." So we'll see
You
if that.
said they were a collector, though, eh?
Yep, but we'll
Did
find
they
out.
know? Yeah,
Oh, they're collector. They would know, right?
I
you know
would.
that.
I don't know if I give them that option or not. Is it? Do you feel comfortable doing that? Like, or does that kind of?
Me? Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Barbie accessories are crazy. Like if you split it up, I know the Barbies can be, but like I had little, what do you call dinner purses with the matching shoes that
Yeah.
sold for $40. It's like, and most of them were like, well, I went to a guy's name, but like it's just like I couldn't believe it. I picked up a thing and I'm like, and then I'm left with the Barbies. Nobody wants the Barbies or the big cases online, so
Yeah.
so I bring him to guys at like Lance. He does a show and he brings it to a show and that sells there. But yeah, the clothes, if you've got the tags in them, and the same with the big GI Joes, if you part it out, the Commonwealth picker when in doubt, part it out. That's just crazy. But some people just want to. You hope you get it from a flipper. They buy it at 50, you get it 100, and you do all the work to split it up. Just like these pins, like
Well, I'm just thinking with Carl's situation is when you're dealing with someone like that, and I could be wrong. I hope it works out for you. This is my theory, so I could be wrong. But when you say if it's a little overwhelming, you can split it up. Well, they're going to put all the good stuff in one category, and you're not going to have a chance for it because they're going to want too much, and you're going to get stuck with a lot of the crap. And I don't mean it crap as in it's not good. I just think that gives them the opportunity to dilute it too much. Like,
have you seen pictures?
Yeah.
let me know how it works out because I could be wrong, but that's my thoughts.
Are
So
they
I'm not
one?
saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's also a possibility they'll never contact me again.
Well,
Is
Do they want to sell it all?
then that's fine. You know what? Fall in love with the deal, not the buy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not concerned.
So
Like, if this deal doesn't go through, this Barbie stuff, I'm not losing sleep over it.
yeah,
If it's
No.
D&D stuff, I lose sleep over it.
you are more important to them than they are to you,
Exactly.
right?
And honestly, I got so much shit.
But
Yeah.
they
They're
might
like,
they might not be ready, but then someday they will be, maybe.
that's happened to me too, where they
Yeah,
contacted me a year
that's
later.
the
So
that's the sweet part
yeah,
because they know your website's still there. They know, um, and then but were they thinking of getting rid of everything
I think
or
so.
with?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
I would try to keep it into that big bulk thing because
yeah, I love
first of
both.
all, first of all, the price is going to look cheaper if it's split up.
Mm,
Because like $1,000 sounds like wow, that's a big deal, but 3 orders of 300 doesn't sound like as much. You know what I
mm.
mean? Does that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're
No,
just
I
paying
agree.
$300
So
and
the
you're getting
reason
a
I
lot.
contacted them again is that I hadn't heard from them for a while,
Yeah.
and I was afraid that it was just going to completely die off.
Yeah,
Or
You
just
know,
say like, hey,
like
dude,
instead of
I
getting
could
one big bulk deal, I was going to get 0 deals.
just say
You
I
know what
got
I mean?
nothing going on Thursday. It would be a perfect day to come by and take a look at those Barbies you talked about.
Yeah.
How's that work for you?
Yeah. You know, I work different.
I know.
yeah. I see. I was like you when I started, and then some people I've read, like I've read their body language when I was there, that okay, they can't be pushed. But then others, I'm like, I'm right on them, Like I'm gonna call
I'm
the
going
pin
to
guy.
be driving by your house and visit. I'm going to be visiting the neighbor across the road Tuesday at 2. What time do you want me to come over?
This is the power of not caring. I don't care.
I'll bring your garbage can back from the road to your door.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just by. I brought your garbage back.
Look, my wallet is full of money. It's weird.
All right, I'm.
Hey,
You
my
better.
dog ran away from the. Wait, are you Nick? Were you the guy with the Barbies?
Oh my
What a
God.
coincidence. My dog just ran off. I was looking for him.
Jesus.
I think he went back in your backyard, but we'll let the dog go. Let's take a look at these Barbies now that I'm here.
I lost my dog type thing. Isn't that like not a good thing to say around people? Around kids, I guess it's not good to say.
I don't know.
Or a Candyman.
Hey, I'm only looking at buying this guy's stuff. That's all.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to sit there and wait, right? Like I went to this guy's house through a physiotherapist, and he's English, and they don't have kids, and he had some health issues, and then oh my God, it was like a museum stuff. And then I saw he had stamps, and he thought because there was an error in the stamps, he was worth too much. And I left there, and his wife gave me a lighter that her dad was a big general in the UK Army, and the rest of his medals and stuff went to this museum. So she gave me a lighter because I went and told them about stuff and kind of give. But I had a feeling. My physio guy says I think he's ready, but I said no. I said I didn't get that feeling from him, and he thought stuff was worth more than some of it was worth. So it's like you can read people like that. I've learned over 6 years how to. That's like it's progressed, but it was a slow thing for me. It was very
I'm at
slow.
the slow part.
Here's one, Carl. Listen, I just got another call for a big Barbie collection. I want to figure out which one I want to buy. So I didn't want to go and buy this one, and then you call me after, and I can't do it. Let me come in. I'll take a look, and then when I go look at the other one, I'll figure out which one I want to buy.
I know you're kidding.
No, I'm not.
I never lie. I will never.
Carl,
lie.
I got a big Barbie collection. If you don't buy that other one, I got it here. So you go tell them now because you're not lying.
It's true. You're not lying.
I just saved you from a lie.
That's good.
Right? Now go tell them. Just say, hey, listen, a friend of mine, it's a bit of a drive, but he has a big Barbie collection.
I know what you're saying, Serge, as I ignore Scott. About, like getting the feeling for someone. Like at the booth, I have people coming to sell me stuff all weekend, right?
Yeah.
And I can tell which ones are serious and which ones probably will never ever go anywhere.
It's not lying.
It's just not telling the truth.
It's hard to tell the people that bring like junk, you know.
There's
like
one
the guy with his aviation. Well, it's not junk, but the guy with the aviation magazines. You know, it's hard to tell. Like you kind of have to break their. Because he was going to throw them out, but then he thought he saw your sign, right?
I'm much better saying no now.
Yeah.
Like I had this one guy who he brings a little bag in. He's trying to sell stuff, but it's like it's always garbage.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times it's the leftovers. I was the guy they were coming to with the leftovers of the market for a couple of years.
Yeah.
You know, and then I caught on. Oh yeah, he offered to this guy first. You know.
Yeah, I've learned that too. Like there's guys who will bring you the leftovers or say, "Hey, buy all this," and it's like this is all garbage. Like, why would I? Like, I'm not gonna just buy your junk, right? Like,
yeah, it's been sitting in your booth for 3 years.
Yeah, or like someone said, "Oh, I'm bringing you X," but they bring Y instead.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm not gonna take Y, and I was only interested in X, and it was very clear. But
that's a different chromosome.
Listen, Carl. You say I'm not going to lie, and you say what I said is kind of devious, but look what the people selling it do. They come and ask you to give them an offer, and then they go ask 5 other people to give them an offer.
Yeah,
right.
That's fine. That's not a lie.
Or they're going to come to you, figure out that you're good, and then they're going to go try to sell off the good stuff, and then leave the stuff. Okay, well, this is what I got left, and then expect you to buy it.
Well, the one thing you did say, and I respect, that sounds horrible. The one thing you said that I actually respect, yeah.
Dude, at least there's something. You know what I mean?
We're not here to educate people.
No,
We're not here to educate people,
right?
for
And
free anyway.
Yeah, because usually when I do, it goes bad. So,
but sometimes, but like I'm saying, like you say, like I got 2 collections right now, and I really want to take a look at yours because if it's better than this other guy's, I'm going to come to you. That's no different than them saying, "How much would you give me for this?" And then they go and ask 5 other people, and then take the highest bidder. What's the difference? You know what I mean? You got to play the game. It's just a game.
Well, hopefully it will pan out. If not, I'm sure there's another deal right around the corner.
Yes,
If you're getting organic traffic on your website, like,
and it's yard sale season. You're going to have the house loaded in a month.
the problem is
already
it's already
loaded.
loaded. Already loaded.
It's already.
Do you have an attic? Do you have an attic with stairs to it?
There's lines that shall not be crossed. One of them is the attic. The other one is the dining room table, and the other one is getting a storage unit.
Oh, that's the bad one.
Well,
yeah.
one thing I am looking at doing is adding a 3rd booth. If eBay was the same, that wouldn't be happening. But because of the situation,
Yeah.
I've got my name where Jamie's store is.
Oh, yeah. You got to wait, though, eh? Like,
Yeah, there's a waiting
whole
period,
month?
which is kind of like annoying
bad.
that part, but it's just fact of life. But to get in there and to have a nice booth, that is going to clear tons of stuff out of here.
Yeah.
Right? So
you could always get a shed. A shed probably costs less than a year's worth of storage units.
Well, the shed has really been discussed, and that's part of the reason I cut that tree down.
This is news to me.
That's
Is it still sitting there?
Does your wife listen to the podcast?
Oh no, she knows. She knows.
Okay.
I've already talked to her. We're thinking about buying a shed and putting it there.
Okay.
But the tree was in the way, so I cut the tree down. And I think I told you about the tree.
Yeah.
I know about the tree. At least I talked about it offline. So,
but did I say it on the show?
The Sawzall?
The Sawzall.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I still can't find the chainsaw, so I ordered one.
God.
I ordered a cordless battery one on Amazon.
Oh, I like
that. It worked amazing.
Okay, good.
I have a Ryobi. I have the Ryobi line of tools, and I cut down a crabapple tree that was, I think, about 6 inches, maybe. Just took my time, and no, they work great. I mean, it depends how much you dig in with it, because the regular gas one, I bought it, I used it a couple times. It's too dangerous for my concentration, and I gave it to my son-in-law. So,
well, it's funny you say that, because it is kind of dangerous, because it feels like you're holding a toy.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm grabbing branches, and I'm like, I got to be careful because I'm swinging this
my
thing
dad
around.
cut his hand that way. His finger.
And I'm like, I got to treat it with respect, but it's so light, it feels like a toy.
But I find it
feel right. It just
feels I find it less intimidating. I think it's the sound part is different.
Yeah.
So it's less intimidating. So I concentrate more. It's weird. The other one, the other way, like that's why I got rid of all my
the other one feels like it's gonna come at you, like it tear you apart. But this one is like
because it happened to my brother one year, and a foot, and it was not good. I saw the results. It was like 60 days of skin grafts and taking so you have to respect the tools. So I always wear a shield because
it's so light.
My dad was cutting with one hand and holding the branch with the other hand.
Oh my god!
And then cut his finger. Like, it was fine. He didn't lose his finger. But
oh my god!
That's what I was doing, Carl.
Yeah, that was the problem, right?
Like, I know,
because you could just, and I was just doing it so quick, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, it came so close to my arm. I'm like, and then I started trying just to concentrate on using 2 hands on it so that it's not, you know what I mean?
It's all fine until it's not fine.
Yeah. And there's no vibration or nothing. It's quiet until you pull that trigger.
Yeah.
it's completely different. It's
Yeah,
a
you have to
completely
respect it.
different animal. But it does work very well for small brush and branches and trees, right? So, I mean, the tree was probably this big around. What's that? 12 inches diameter, but it cut all the branches. Like, it was great.
So we're getting pretty long
Oh
here.
yeah,
Should we get-
really, eh? Two and a
get
half.
into the- yeah, 2.5.
That's
Should we get
because
into
of
the
me.
comments? You want to get into the comments?
Well,
Anything you
I
guys
want
wanna
to show
add?
Siraj the tree, but we can get into the comments. Yes, you want to do them?
Sure. It won't take long.
We got 2 on Spotify. Do you want to do the first one?
Sure. Tina Mac. There's another Mac sold lot of Smurfs this week. Yeah, I saw that.
Really?
Yeah, there's another big lot, but not as big as the other lot.
So
Carl,
you're not telling us if you bid on it?
I don't.
Oh, okay. I see it. It's
So
about the size of our tree.
I
with
never bid.
a sawzall, that was a little much. But go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, I never bid until like the last 10 minutes or so,
Oh, okay.
unless
So
I'm
you're-
gonna forget or something. But
So there's another Max sold lot of Smurfs this week, Carl. So are you going the good purple Smurf in it too?
Is it in the area?
So
Like
is that
what?
like something that Tina Mac just exposed that you already knew was out there, Carl?
well, it's because we talked about the Smurfs last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but did you already know this was out there?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I check Mac sold every week. I check Mac sold. I go through it all.
So we should have probably deleted this comment. Like,
Nah, I don't care. This one isn't not nearly as good as the last lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The last.
So
lot
you're
was-
only going to go up to 800, not 900 on this one.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Okay, let me ask, Siraj, what would be the max you would go on that without even
I wouldn't put more than $1 a piece. So I would have stopped at 200 and some maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the bulkier, the cheaper I try. It's like pins. I try to no more than 25 cents a pin in a bulk lot.
So I said, Carl, I remember listening back to the show, and I said, I'm patting Carl on the back because he actually did a good one. He hammered the guy that went over and won the bid. Those are my exact words. I pat you on the back. I'm giving you a compliment. Like,
did people comment on that?
You hammered the guy. I don't think anybody commented on that.
No one commented on the show.
On that comment?
But would you agree? I that's the way I look at it.
I think you got away. I mean, but you're the Smurf guy. You know more about
There
them
were
than
ones
me.
worth $40-$50 in there.
Because see, I would have turned around and sold the lot. If I paid 200, I would have sold the lot to Carl for just a little more, so that he can make money on there, type of thing. You know, that's the way I do stuff because I don't want to deal with them. But if I find like I tried at Lachute, but the guys don't want to sell in bulk because they don't find the bulk lots a lot, I guess.
And the problem with Smurfs is they have to be perfect.
Yeah. So that's why I don't want to pay more than so much.
Yeah.
But if you find a $50 one, you know,
like a Smurf could be worth 7 or 10, or like $1 with just a little off the tail.
How much is the purple one worth?
I don't know. It depends. There's different variants, but
like
I'm not sure
roughly, was it for like $50 or something?
30 or 40 or 50 kind of like thing.
Okay.
But I'd have to double check because I don't.
When you say purple, is that the one that's close to
Smurf.
brown?
No, it's black.
And
yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that's there's versions, right? You said
versions.
Okay.
And Tina Mac, I'm just kidding. We would never delete your comment ever.
God, no, she's always in there.
Unless
she's in Scotland.
I'm just saying that for Carl's.
Unless she's in Scotland on a trip, she's always doing a comment. I think I forgot.
All right, go ahead, Carl.
So the odd shop is in Winchester to make the mice. I believe you met the owner once, Carl. Yeah, I thought Chris was. Anyways, we were talking about that. When you see him next, you'll have to tell him about the popularity of the stripper mice.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm sure he's busy.
The girl makes dioramas. Chrissy's conspicuous. You'll see them, and she'll, it's $300, $400, $500 that she sell US. Like some of them, they're crazy, But yeah, the BDSM scene is kind of. He was gonna put in his shop, make a little curtain, and it's like a peep show type thing.
That's funny.
Do you believe in space aliens, Siraj?
Oh, of course, I had a.
Okay, so what if
yeah.
what if they did this to us?
Like stuff us, you mean?
Stuff us, make us into like,
I don't want to
Super
be a
Bite.
stripper though. They might turn me in. No, never mind. I'm wearing green. I just
like we sit here and we laugh, but the poor Mike.
it's true. You never know, eh?
Right?
You never
So
know.
what if, like,
It's like my brother with his African safari thing. It just like, oh God. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. I had an experience once, but I never thought of it that way. Did they want to head like you walk into the spaceship and there's all these heads mounted on the wall?
yeah,
My
right?
God.
600, I don't know, alien pesos or whatever denominate like dollar. I'm just saying, like,
I never thought of that.
At the mice's expense, we were having a laugh, but
my wife would say, if I thought that, she'd say, where the hell does that come from? And I always go, right in here, dear.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though. I never thought of that one.
All
right. They probably turn around and just go their own way, because if they see us here. Okay.
And he says, 2 community yard sales. She says 2 community yard sales this weekend. Fingers crossed. Yeah, there's quite a few. So
hopefully it doesn't rain.
Yeah,
it doesn't rain. Yeah.
Well, I think there was an alien predator. Predator collected human skulls and spines. Yeah. He would just rip the spine and skull right out of you.
That's true.
And then that was their.
If you want to see a lot of predator alien stuff, go to the Odd Stop shop. He's got. Really? Oh yeah, he's a collector, and he prices them not to sell.
Well, if you go on to YouTube and you look at people that have they have these things specially made. Yeah. They're like a resin or something, but they're hand painted and they cost like thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And if you get a life size one, like sometimes they get up to like 20 grand and stuff, right? So
yeah, it's nuts. Anyway, so that was Tina Mac.
Tina Mac.
Tina?
Yeah, I'll be crossing paths at garage sales, I'm sure.
Scott Oakley here. Did someone say Barbies?
Yes. Scott and his wife has sold a lot of Barbies in the past, so
hopefully by next week's podcast you'll have a whole collection behind you there, Carl.
Maybe. This week it was really busy. There's so much going on this week. It was the least of my concerns.
We love the estate sales, and they are the best sales. But why can't they happen more during the winter and not through yard sale season?
Yeah, it's
so
everything
sales
comes out in the spring.
Yeah.
And it's you just get like when it rains it pours.
The old spring cleaning thing.
It's drought. So it's like
estate sales I don't even look at here anymore. They're all professionally run and they're all super overpriced and pre-picked. It's like I don't.
Estate sales to me, private picks are the same idea. That's kind of what I'm referring to first.
Yeah, if it's a private estate sale, completely different.
Yeah. But it's I almost need like another month of winter.
Yeah, I know what you mean, eh?
If I only had one more month, I could get rid of a lot of this stuff.
But let's be honest, I would just procrastinate that month away anyway. So I don't think it really
matters.
That's true. All right. You got the last one here, Carl?
That's all I see for Spotify.
Yeah.
And on to YouTube's. Randy? Okay, I took notes. The smell on you. It's like subject. The smell on you is not an East Coast saying. So Randy did go and find this out. That was the only time I ever heard it. My favorite maritime saying is fill your boots.
Fill your boots.
Translation, go for it.
Nice.
I only say sew your boots?
Fill.
Oh, my wife heard that from the other room. She just said at me. Okay.
Fill
Fill
your
your
boots.
boots.
She's Irish descent, so she heard it before, I guess. Fill your boots.
Fill your
Go
boots.
for it. That means go for it.
Go for
Yep.
it.
I think
Live
I've
for
heard
the-
that fill your boots before. It's funny, like Randy said this like 4 or 5 shows ago, and it's been lingering on.
Yeah, I know.
Die already. I only sell to the States though I only sell to the States through EIS, not
Yep.
Zonos. Yep. Like it's easier, that's for sure. I've had EIS. So
So
I refuse.
He ships to Western Europe and Japan directly.
Japan too, eh?
Japanese love our pin lots. And it takes 2-3 months to get there.
Really?
Snail mail. The other day it was $54.97 for the lot and $72 shipping. And that's snail mail. It crawls across Canada, then it waits for the boat in Richmond.
Wow.
The first one took 2.5 months.
So with the Western Europe thing, isn't there like a VAT or something you need to fill out extra information on Europe, right?
When I do it directly, I just put in the country that it's made of, made from, and that's it, and sign
I thought
and
there was
date.
like a hazardous, like a form with hazardous information. Even if it's not hazardous, you still have to kind of have all the information about what it's made from and stuff filled out.
No, I haven't had through eBay. I haven't had that issue. I sold to Australia 3 times in the last 3 weeks, I think, and directly. And you think Australia, but it just as long as it's written what it is, and then where it's made, and then sometimes they get a commercial invoice. It's weird. I don't understand how they do it, but you get an extra piece of paper to go on but a lot of times it's just the sticker, this 4x6. You sign it, and every box is checked on there. It tells what it is. That's it.
Like I've shipped to England without an issue, but
Yeah.
Europe, I think Germany has some special rules.
Well, Germany, the way I ship was through EIS, and the guy paid like for each, and I sent them, I don't know, separately, whatever. I told him he was going to get them separately. Yeah. So, and then eBay, I guess, takes care of that. The hub, whatever the company is, their contractor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't shipped because I know Germany is very tough on like packaging and stuff like that.
Did you hear that?
What's that?
No time. Oh, you missed my cha-ching. There you go.
Oh, I had 2 more since.
No, you did. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, no, look, I printed.
No, I don't know.
There's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've got 4 total. These are all packing slips.
I didn't hear anything. So
proof of life, proof of printing.
Anyways, I think if you're willing to do stuff yourself, it's like EIS is easy. That's the big.
Yeah, that's what I just refuse to pay anything for them. I'm sorry, but I refuse. If it goes back someday, maybe you'll open it up again and have both EIS and both. If it's easy again to go right through eBay and check the box. If it ever goes back the old way, which I doubt, but it might. You never know. It might.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
it's not about tariffs. It's about de minimis. That's like saying, are we going to increase to $800 ourselves? No.
Yeah,
20.
It's not. It's not happening.
Europe de minimis is 150 EU, so that kind of helps. But I never ship directly, anyways.
And that was weird. I guess at the other end, the guy may have paid something because I didn't get a commercial thing when he bought the model for $350. He must have paid at the other end because I didn't see any of that. Just had to sign, check the box where it's made, and that's it.
Oh, and by the way, I was wrong about something. Kuzma, because I heard the Two Dog Steaks say they got a Kuzma certificate or something.
Huh?
Yeah. So I didn't ask any questions, but so you might be able to do that. I thought you had to be a commercial seller. So
yeah, like a big commercial.
Yeah.
Strange.
If I was selling a lot more, then maybe I'd worry about that.
But yeah.
Well, maybe if you're worried about it, you'd sell a lot more.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey,
I'm pretty
what came
lazy.
first, the chicken or the egg? I know the answer.
You need Carl, the expeditious reseller, to do that pile behind you.
That
Well,
pile's been there for like 6 months. My tower,
just
my tower.
remember, I want people to know that I now know what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Okay.
Are you guys interested in that at all?
But it's a conundrum, isn't it?
Well,
You need an egg to get the chicken, but you need a chicken to get the egg.
dinosaurs came before chickens, and dinosaurs laid eggs. Therefore, the egg came before the chicken.
But how did the first... Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
He's not
But-
answering the other question. He's just answering the one that can be answered.
So the first dinosaur just appeared just like Dino on the Flintstones.
The question is not what appeared first. What came first, the egg or the chicken?
I got it now.
The egg did.
It's not wrong.
Okay,
Not wrong.
I get it.
Yeah, let's get through this.
Yeah, I gotta get to the post office. Eh?
You're reading.
You can save your U.S. Buyers on shipping if you create a new listing that includes all the items they want to buy plus calculated shipping.
I've done that. Some people will reach out and say, "Hey, I'd like to buy this many. Will you put them all in one lot?" And I've even one thing said made in Canada, the other one said U.S., and I just put all U.S. So hopefully it didn't get stopped by the...
Well, I don't think it would matter either way now. Well,
yeah.
I was asked that a couple times, and I said no, and I blocked them.
Well, it was easy because it was like a $75 sale, and I was just like, okay, take all these off, take one picture of everything together, and then send them the item number, and they did it. But yeah, I know it's a pain, but...
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem that I thought.
I'll be right back.
I have to now take pictures of everything in that item, because if they say, well, this wasn't described, or I don't see a photo of this problem. So I'm like, now what do I do? Do I have to unbox everything? It was toy soldiers. Do I unbox it all and then go again? I did do it once for one guy.
Sorry.
For something. I think it was the toy soldiers, but I think it was the first legions. But anyway, after that, I just decided not to do it.
No.
Yeah, it's a...
Because if you got something wrong, there's no photo to back you up on that.
Yeah.
So...
And with those toy soldiers, you have lots of photos per soldier too. It's not like just one group shot.
Oh, but I still send it to EIS. Is that what you didn't mean that?
No, I just mean...
Oh, okay.
Direct? Well, I am talking about EIS because that creates the one shipping label, but
yeah,
I'm talking about just in general. I'm not going to do all that work. I've already done the work. I know, Scott, it's a sale. It's a sale. I don't blame people for doing it. I blame me for not doing it, but I just decided I'm not going to do that.
It depends on the day.
Yeah. I guess maybe if I had a different day, but for sure, I said no. But it's probably the right way to do it, but I don't know.
But it also depends on how they ask too.
Well, I think it's just my mindset is already out of it. I'm done. I'm just tired of all the crap. Like I'm just not gonna keep changing. It's just, this is the system. This is the way it is. This is what I do.
I don't blame you, because it can be me. It's easy. Like I have this big thing here. If it's all pins, like I just look through this thing and it's all numbered. But if you have something in bins in a different room and all that, but pins is very easy to do.
Yeah, and it's just what's going to happen next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's the next shoe to drop? eBay just cancels my whole store, or
no, but
on strike again, and the post. It just seems like every time you turn around, there's something different. So, It doesn't matter. I've said that 1,000 times, but to me, it just here's the listing. There it is. Maybe if somebody asks really nice or something, I might reconsider it. So don't say, Scott, you said you were never going to do this.
$1,000 of soldiers.
As a rule, I'm not going to.
The problem with EIS is there's no way to combine orders. That's the flaw.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's
so
the part.
you have to do that.
Yeah,
and create a separate listing.
And
the guy changes his mind.
Yeah, because if someone in Canada wants to buy a whole bunch of stuff, they can just put it in the cart and it'll combine it all for them.
Yeah, and you can
EIS. There's no fix for that.
But then
however, now they can do it because I'm going to go through Zonos, so they can do multiple orders now.
Yeah.
Right, and I'll ship it all under one thing, go through Zonos, and there it is. I'm assuming.
I have no idea.
I hope that works out. It's just
because you think you would need an HS code for each individual item.
That's an interesting thought. I never thought about that.
Because right now they're still under that, because the Supreme Court said the tariffs were illegal, so they went the other way. And is that why it's only 10%? Is that the reason behind it?
That's a whole separate thing.
Until it happens again. Okay.
Yeah, let's not go down that route.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking, if they did do multiple items under Zonos, would I have to have a separate sheet for everything? I don't think so, because I could just say everything's the same times 20 quantity. I think I can put in quantity in that.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if something is made in Japan, something is made in Canada, something is made in the US.
Well, that's not the situation with the toy soldiers.
Yeah, but like I have like in Carl has, like, you probably get orders where stuff is made in different places, and I think that's where it happened with the guy in Germany, and the shipping ended up being $108 to the hub.
Now, if they did do multiple orders, they're different items, like a book, toy soldier, a train, something else, which doesn't really happen.
Okay.
Would there be an issue there?
Yes.
That might be an issue.
Yeah.
The rules might have changed though, like because it used to be that if you did one box with lots of different stuff in it, they would take the highest tariff item and put that on everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't know if that. Who knows what the rules are now?
So
I'll worry about it when it happens.
Yeah,
because if we ship directly, then I guess the customs, if you do something wrong and they flag yours and you lied on it, then they can flag you as you can't sell to them or ship into the US, right? But if it's done through eBay with the EIS, that's why I like that, because they just take care of it. If they screw up, it's their screw up, and we get our money.
How does it work if you ordered something from the US and you ordered 3 items that were different and they shipped it here? You would just pay your 10% on the 3 items?
Well, the difference is you pay at the door here as opposed to paying in advance.
And it's like playing Russian.
You could ship it. You could ship it UPS.
Oh yeah, if you want to pay a lot, yeah.
Well, UPS would
I wouldn't pay anything.
UPS would look at each individual item since they're a private company.
Because the times that I did order from the States years ago for turning material tools, I would say, because the guys told me, tell them only USPS, because the UPS would charge like a $50 duty or whatever to come into the country fee. And they come to brokerage. That's it. So I'm like, no. With USPS, sometimes the mail person would say, "Oh, you owe us this much," and sometimes it's like playing a roulette.
That was my Roman coin the other week. I didn't have to pay anything.
It's exactly. It's like you luck out, and they don't bother. It's like going to the border. You go to the States and you cross back into Canada and you tell them, okay, I got this and that. And depending on the guy feels, he says, okay, just go right through, or he'll say, hey, pull over and come in. That's it's exactly the same thing when your parcel comes into Canada. Some of
So
them get flagged.
if the guy lets it go through just because he's like tired that day,
I don't know if there's a quota.
is he doing a good job or a bad job?
I think he's doing a good job for us because I don't like government rules, but
I
But
bet you it's also how busy they are. If they got a lineup,
yeah.
then you probably have a better chance of just getting
But
waved
they
through.
yeah, but if
learn.
he's just tired, is he doing a good job or a bad job?
Yeah.
Did you not? Did you work with customs? You said in
As a
college?
student in college, yeah.
Okay, so I know like my son-in-law and the police, like they learn to things how to read people's gestures, the way people talk, nervous and all that.
Yeah.
So, and like they don't know that of your parcel, but you know, certain parts,
Well, there are indicators on parcels that you
yeah,
get
from
rid.
certain countries and stuff, you know, like if
I guarantee you, in the U.S. right now, we're on that list.
it could be, yeah. So
I would guarantee.
I'm sure they put everything through, and then, but they don't have the manpower. That's the problem to
Well,
check everything. That's the issue.
they don't have the manpower to do it,
Yeah.
but
So
it's the fact of what is the penalty if you get caught. Like
yeah, well, that's it. I don't want to play I don't want to
Well,
play the Russian roulette. So that's why I just do EIS. Like it's come back because we had lost. That was a big, and then it's come back. And we've had more people buy Canadian type of thing. You know, we've had increase in Canadian sales.
I think at one time, and I don't know if it's still there, Carl, you might know, but I think at one time it wasn't the border going into the U.S. that was the ones that were giving the punishment that you have to worry about. It was the delivery people themselves. So if you didn't fill it out properly, and that whole truck had to come back,
yes,
they were charging like 50 grand or something.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the private companies like Chit Chats was
Yeah,
getting their trucks turned around because
What-
someone lied on the
yeah.
documentation, and the whole truck would get turned around because someone lied on the export documents.
And
So
then they
Right.
put out the memo that there would be fines.
huge fines because they had
And
to pay
then
fines
so
for
when
that.
when you
Yeah.
sign something it's in there, so you're screwed. I wouldn't want to do that. I worked in shipping and we used to have to do the brokerage papers, and we had like, I think it was called Egerties at the border. We sent all our trucks through there, and you had to make sure because like we had some stuff. One time it was because a driver, there's something that popped up. Our load got held up, and but yeah, we had to make sure everything was right. And once in a while, they would pull over a truck and put it through their whatever, uh, take out a few rolls of paper to make sure that that's what it was in there. So you don't want to mess with the customs,
No.
because if they flag your account, you're because then the system, their machines will pick it up.
Well, I think especially with computer
Yeah,
and
AI and
AI and stuff, like now
scanners.
they're going to just get better and better, right?
Yeah.
What
Plus,
else
they,
we
you
got,
know,
Carl?
Okay.
hey, we're at 3 hours.
Don't forget to remove the original listings. That's for like combining things.
Right.
Oh yes, yes.
Not being pushy is more a personal thing. Most Maritimers timers are laid back,
Yes.
but once I am in their place looking at their stuff, then I will work out a deal.
Mm.
Okay. So for the most part, they're really laid back and you can have no problem there. But he's saying his strategy is
Get in the
one
house.
time in their place.
Yeah.
So he's saying he wouldn't do it over the phone, right?
Yes. He's saying he agrees with, he prefers the way you do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier to, and then you can spot something else, right? Like Scott says, you see mod on
Maud
the
Lewis.
wall, you know.
Maud Lewis, remember that name?
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
forget that
or
one.
a Picasso or something, you know. Even a print can be, you know.
Yeah.
You never know. Like a house tells, you walk into a house and you can tell what people are in most of the time. unless it's it's an architect's house there or whatever you see in the magazines. Well, our house here is lived in. You know, if you don't eat Labrador hare in your cereal in the morning, you're probably not doing it right. that's
Wow.
that's the way,
Okay.
it's no, but it's my wife sweeps twice a day, and it's like this dog should be. So I watch that's why I hate poly mailers, because the hair static sticks
That
to it.
sticks to it.
Yeah. So, when you see somebody's house, you see, oh, they're into this, they're into that. Oh, look at all the carvings. Oh, look at all the miniatures. Look at all the Roman coins.
Yeah.
Imagine all the Roman coins you've missed by talking on the phone.
I know, right?
Yeah, don't think that the girl be.
The Legion
Or
was here for quite a long time. Yeah.
or the miniature silhouettes, or what you call them there.
Yeah, miniatures. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't even ship those at all. Otherwise,
You
you're
got to
going
get in their
jail.
house, Carl.
Literally going to jail.
But if you're
Great
going to
podcast.
somebody's
I should have titled it
Yeah,
Bruce
sorry.
Lee and the Way of the Deal.
Oh,
Thank you,
Great
Andy.
podcast. Should have titled it Bruce Lee and the Way of the Deal. Yeah.
There you go.
Like water.
Yes. Gone too soon.
Oh, all right.
But
that's the last comment.
Can I go eat now?
Well, we'll here's to make sure everybody watched to the end or listened.
That's got to be the longest one.
Maritimers are laid back.
There you
They
go.
are.
That's what you got to put in there.
Newfoundlanders are the most laid back.
That's my experience.
Yeah.
Actually, the crew that came for the film, they were from out there as well, so they were way laid back. Like, they were pretty chill. They were fun to work with.
Yeah.
That when we finished up the last one with it was the dog show, they were heading out to PEI to, apparently there's a section of beach where there's like some very high end expensive homes.
Ooh.
And that's what they're going to film in some of those homes. It was a show on the homes in that area. But
it's
yeah.
I've got some of their Toronto Constabulary badges that I can't sell. They probably buy that.
I look forward to going through Quebec I want to see some of the furniture, some of the old furnitures and the woodworks and stuff. But I really like to go out east and do some picking.
Yeah, that's my wife.
I just think there's some interesting culture out there that I could be wrong, but I think a lot of folk art comes from out that area that way.
Oh yeah, all through Quebec and out the way. I mean,
yeah.
Basically, you should have like farmers. They if they had a hobby, they use what they had, and they built their kids their little girl's doll cradle out of what they had around them. So it could have been a crate of something, and that's cool. And then you painted barn red or something. Like painted furniture in Quebec, don't see much of it, but there's one guy that comes to Lachute there with a trailer. Claude knows him because he buys from, and oh man, he's got some stuff. Like, I wish I had a truck or a minivan like a lot of pickers. They have a caravan there so they can put more in it. So, I mean, I saw Jesus one time there, full size Jesus on the cross come out of a guy's truck. It was like, wow, you see that a lot. So, anyways,
yeah, I have a nice Jesus sculpture. It's in the booth. It's probably like 2.5 feet long, but I mean high. And it's on the cross, and the cross is probably 5 feet.
That's
I was told it's something that would probably do very well in Quebec.
Oh yeah. Because the next week I went, I mean, it wasn't there, so I assume it sold.
What I'm thinking about doing is taking it off the cross, because it's not selling here, and putting it on eBay. Just the Jesus, he's the crucifix So what it is it's a crucifix looking piece, and it's got just Jesus, and then it's got a bolt, so he's like 3D from the cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the cross is large in the back. It's a piece of folk art, but nobody's buying it.
You didn't try marketplace?
I just think it's too big. Like, I think I could try marketplace. That's interesting. I never thought of that.
You could take it across Canada.
Well, I do have a buddy that goes out there.
Yeah.
He does different shows. And he does go out there to do a show.
That takes a lot of.
The problem is it's a lot. It's very big for him to take out there when he could fill that space with his own stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not something. It's not like something that sits in a box the size of a shoe or something. Like, it's quite large, right? So,
and as soon as you take it out of your booth,
roof.
The day you take it out of your booth, somebody's going to come back and say, "Hey, somebody asked about the Jesus you had here."
Yeah.
Murphy's Law, you know.
That's the way it works.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
That's
it. Maritimers are laid back.
Perfect.
That's if you put that in there, you listen to the whole show.
And Siraj is long-winded.
This is a record, I think.
This is probably a show.
I wasn't.
Okay, let's end this thing.
All right.
Thank you, Serge, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Siraj, for coming on.
Thank you for having me too.
And Carl, thank you for coming on.
Hey, thanks. I like to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm starving. Right. It's like
I hope you guys
pick
lots and sell lots.
Yes.
And I hope you guys don't get into too many physical battles on the old I want that bag of pins in the auction.
That's right. Eat dog. Anyways, sounds good. Okay, thank you, everyone.
And no, I'm just kidding. That's it.
Okay.
It's over. It's done. Have a good weekend.
That's it. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye,
everyone. Bye, everyone.
Good night, John boy.